thank you guys for joining the live. Appreciate it. Sorry I'm late, guys. It just takes me forever to get all my topics organized, and I gotta crop everything a specific way when I go live here, because if I don't, like, the formatting gets messed up and everything. So yeah, finally here. Sorry I'm being late, guys. Like, I gotta give myself an extra 10-15 minutes then, I think. Like, because I don't know. I gotta be better about that. But it gets to a point, guys. It really does get to a point. But thank you guys for being here. Really do appreciate it. I forgot to talk about my background in my last live. I don't even remember what my background in my last live is, but if you knew, I always do backgrounds like this. This is Kelsey Mitchell. I wanted to see something about the kind of shoes she wore, so I just searched up Kelsey Mitchell shoes, and this popped up. This was from like 6 years ago, I believe. So that is the inspiration for today's background for everything. But just want to give everybody a second to get here before I get into all of my different topics today and everything. So yeah, like I said, probably not gonna have time to watch a game today on live, which is unfortunate because I always do enjoy doing that with you guys and everything. Maybe the next one. I hate to break tradition and everything, but I do thank you guys for being here. So I'm just trying to give everybody a second before I start. This is the first time I've done this live on a Saturday in like a long time. Hey, Reed, thank you for joining. I never do lives on Saturdays anymore. So I think that should be beneficial for today at least. But we here. Thank you guys for the likes and everything that you've given so far and for being here. But yeah. So yeah, maybe I should just get into my topics. I don't know. I kind of feel bad, but I really do try to let you guys know in advance before I go live. Like, I try to post, and I posted a few hours ago. And I was late, so maybe I should just get into my topics. Maybe it's just more interesting that way. How do I get my... I always forget how to change this. Like, I go live every single... like, at least once or twice a week, and I forget how to do everything. Like, it's really humbling in a sense. So let me talk about my topics, at least, that we'll go over today. So here's the topics I kind of wanted to hit for today's live. Okay. Paige and Angel announced their collaboration. Paige visited UConn recently, so talking about that for like half of a second. And then AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong, the UConn women's basketball team. What am I liking? What am I not liking from what we saw for the recent game? There is going to be a game tomorrow. But I don't know. It's been a bit since I went live. So maybe talking about that a little bit. Apparently Steph tried to sign multiple WNBA players to Under Armour, and Under Armour did not oblige, of course, AZ and some other players. So I want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about Flau'jae Johnson and the Kara Lawson situation. How is LSU doing? How do I feel about them from the last game? I wanted to talk about like Texas, UCLA, the whole Corey Close like handshake thing. And then South Carolina, TCU, just women's college basketball, and the WNBA CBA was extended. Okay, so here's some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. As always, if you guys have any questions in terms of my thoughts on players or specific games or programs or coaches or like whatever it is, feel free to ask. And of course, I don't mind answering them. But these are just some of the things I want to talk about. But thank you guys for the likes. Already 500 likes on live, and I haven't even really started. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay. So yeah, here is Paige and Angel's collaboration. Okay, so they're gonna be doing something with Reese's. Okay, as we know, Angel already had an existing deal with them and everything. It's a cool tie-in because of the last name and everything. And so they're gonna have an event like tomorrow as well. Hi, thank you for joining live. So I think it's cool. You guys know that Paige and Angel are my two favorite players to watch in the WNBA. So like I said, All-Star Weekend, that meant something to me. Okay. And so now, like, this collaboration being official, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just excited for the culmination of that, everything that we get with that. But that is something that's coming. Okay. So mark your calendars for Paige Angel Reese's collaboration, okay? I already forgot my other topics. This is always what happens to me. Paige and Aaliyah visited UConn the other day. They just posted a little video on their Twitter as well of the practice, like part of it. I didn't get to see the full thing. But, Paige is like uber competitive and everything. And, shout out to Paige and Lee Edwards, what they've done with W so far, what they will continue to do. So they did take a little visit to UConn, okay? So I do love that, okay? So want to take a second to talk about that, okay? And then I wanted to kind of talk about, like, UConn and everything as well. So, hi Sierra, thank you for joining live. I appreciate it. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna talk about the Under Armour thingy first because the people who want to hear me talk about UConn, I don't think they're here yet, and I don't know. I don't want to repeat myself 800 times. So if I stall a little bit, then it'll help me more. But let me see if I can find everything with the Under Armour details for you guys because I saved it somewhere, Cho. Like all this formatting that I be doing, I just be trying to get everything right. But I'm trying to find where I put it on. So here's a little bit about Under Armour. I can't even read all this now. But basically, Steph wanted to sign AZ to Under Armour and everything, and it didn't work out. So you can kind of like screenshot this and read this later. So yeah, I found this off Twitter. Shout out to my mutual, I believe, at Swishtails. Okay, so yeah, that was something that was it didn't happen, which is unfortunate. Okay. And then, basically, they posted this article saying that he wanted to get, like, Sabrina, Caitlyn, Paige, Angel as there as well. But they were basically just saying, like, all these other brands understand the importance of women's sports, how it's growing and everything. Under Armour doesn't. So, basically, they really fumbled a generational bag and everything, okay? So, yeah. I remember Steph saying in some interview that he wanted to get Sabrina to sign there, but it's kind of hard to get an Oregon Duck to go away from Nike and everything. So, I think some of these players might have been game to sign with Under Armour. I feel like some of them were already kind of, like, predetermined, you know? Because, I don't know, I feel like Paige was going to sign with Nike no matter what, Sabrina, etc., but that is something that's interesting. This was a story that was reported, okay? So definitely want to take a second to talk about that and making the right move, going away from Under Armour and everything. Thank you guys for the likes, 1.3K likes. It's only been 8 minutes, so I do appreciate that. So that is something to keep everything aware on, okay? And then... Okay, here's all UConn's upcoming games. I screenshotted this for myself, but feel free to screenshot it for yourself. So there's going to be a game tomorrow. This is for me, so it's going to be 12. Then USC, then Marquette, then Iowa, and then Butler, and then Providence, okay? So we got a mix of some ranked matchups and, you know, some Big East games and everything. So this is what's coming up for UConn's women's basketball. And just so you guys are aware about that, okay? So that's something to keep your eye on, something to keep your eye on, okay? Now let's talk about UConn women's basketball. You're really going, okay, period. You better not be trolling. But UConn women's basketball, the last game, like I said in my review, I just thought it was an odd game. And everything. Just the offense, it just hasn't meshed yet. And I understand it's only December now at this point. That game was played in November, I believe. And so it's going to take time for everyone to gel and so on and so on. But I don't know. I just, like... You can't, like, it's just everyone, like, it just didn't look right. And everything. Just in terms of the ball movement, the offense getting stagnant, and just in terms of the shots that were being created, the shot selection. I think that the defense was decent and everything, but I don't know, okay? And you may say, like, oh, they still won the game anyways, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's just, I can still see little things, you know, and everything. And those little things gotta be fixed. Or they're gonna cost you eventually, you know? That's all I'm saying. And sometimes it's like you're not even allowed to say anything. You say anything, and then it's like, oh, Gino the GOAT. Okay, Gino rotation not GOATed right now. I don't know why he continuously goes to the starting lineup. I really don't. Like, KK last game, probably one of her better games, at least that I've watched this year and everything. She always does some good stuff on the defensive end. Like I said, the offense running through her, it still goes stagnant. I'm not personally a fan of that and everything. And, yeah, Ashlyn Shade just does not move me. Bro. I posted my review, and all of a sudden, here Ashlyn Shade FC go in my comments, bro. In 2025, Ashlyn Shade FC. It's just, we do anything, guys. It just gets to a point. So, yeah, I think Blanca is just continuing to do some really good stuff in general for the UConn team. So, like I said, I really want to see her start. And I want to, like, K9's minutes, like I said, they're still skewed and everything. Like, when she was, like, her minutes in the preseason at the beginning of the season, we need to go back to that. When she was playing, like, 20 minutes per game, and, you know, she was getting more solid, meaningful minutes and everything. Hi, Rosie. Thank you for being here. Because she be playing in garbage time. And, like, she deserves more than that. And he's trying a lot of different rotations to his credit. Like, last game, he tried a lot of different stuff. And some of these rotations, I just think a mess. Like, he'll do rotations where it's, like, Sarah and... Who else did he have in the rotation? like, it'll be a mess to where, like, only one or two people are actually effective in that rotation. And then the other players that he puts in the rotation, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So it's like, what are we doing here? Someone said, I'd love to see Khalees get some minutes with starters. Exactly. Khalees is doing some good stuff. Khalees is doing some good stuff. And I really do think so, because Khalees is going to get, more minutes next year and everything. And so to basically have her go from playing in garbage time to have her playing a lot of meaningful minutes next year, I just think you don't do that to Khalees. I think that she should get some more meaningful minutes now and everything. Especially, we got so much Big East games coming up and everything. And those are going to be building confidence and everything. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, in my reviews, I was literally talking about what is it called? How in the Big East game, or it wasn't Big East, I think it was like the game against Utah or whatever, how I thought that AZ only having like 8 shot attempts was unacceptable. I think Sarah may have had 12 shot attempts or something. And people are saying, oh, these games are to build confidence and everything. And I said this in my review. I'm not necessarily, like, I'm not acting like Sarah and AZ are going to take 40 shots a game. Like, that's just unrealistic and everything. I'm just saying, like, you're telling me AZ couldn't have 10, 15 shot attempts in this game, but Ashlyn Shea, what did she even go? Like 3 of 11 or so? I don't even know what she went. It wasn't good. It was not good, okay? She make all her shots in the first half, and then in the second half, she don't be doing that against good competition, okay? So it literally just gets to a point. It literally just gets to a point for me specifically, with all that other stuff. Like, you're just going to keep going to habits. You're going to keep going to habits and everything, okay? I just don't know how you see AZ wide open and you pass a shot. Like, if you pass it and she passes it back, okay, fair game and everything. But they be looking at AZ wide open. And, like, they be playing, like, with AZ at times, like, she the last option. I'm talking about UConn basketball. But yeah, like, it just gets to a point. It just gets to a point with that. Said, girls, you're saying exactly what I'm thinking. I have with you for, oh my God, thank you. I always appreciate you guys' comments, and I really, yeah, I will say this. One thing I noticed in my last live, and I do want to apologize to you guys right now, is you guys would ask me a question, and then I would say I would get back to it. And usually I do, but a couple times I did forget, excuse me. So I need to be more diligent on answering questions as I get them, which I usually do. It's just sometimes it's like not with the topic that I'm talking about, or I know that I'm going to have a really, really long answer. And so that's why I just I'm like, I'm going to come back to it, and then I forget. So if you guys have ever, sent me a question on here and I forgot to answer, I really do apologize. I really try to answer every single question at some point in some fashion. And so that's just something I got to be better at. I feel like most of the time I do a pretty good job, but those comments that I don't get to and that I forget to answer, I'm sorry about that, because I noticed that in my last live. So if you ask me a question and I forget to answer it, just re-comment it. Okay. So I did want to apologize. What do you think about their schedule? I really wish that we had more ranked opponents, okay? And my friends feel the same, and I believe they said something about they have to play more Big East games. Like, the Big East games be boring. Like, we can admit it, guys. Like, no shade. We about to play DePaul. Like, this is what I gotta look forward to, bro. They play on like Friday and then Sunday, and then we have to wait a week and we play DePaul. Like, it gets to a point. I wanted more ranked matchups, okay? I wanted a game against Texas. I want LSU, but I don't think Kim Mulkey gonna schedule us. I would have loved South Carolina, but Dawn didn't want to schedule us this year. So, like, I like the ranked matchups, guys. I really like the ranked matchups, okay? And like I said, people talk shit about the Big East, but let's talk about Kim Mulkey's schedule and what she's putting out there. Because that is literally like, that. It's a cupcake schedule, what she's putting out there with her scheduling. So I've been talking about that. And a lot of these teams have a lot to be desired with scheduling. So I personally would just like more ranked matchups across the board. Okay, exactly. Texas versus UConn would be so good. And you could really see the state of the programs at that point and how the teams are meshing and everything. I do like Texas, and I'll talk about them later as well. But like, they're my second favorite team now to watch in women's college basketball. I like Vic Schaefer. I think they're a fun team. They struggle with some inconsistencies, which I'll get to, but I would like to see that. I would like to see more ranked matchup. Like, this is what the fans want to see. But no, I like, bro, like all these Big East games, I think we have to play the Big East like opponents at least twice, like Providence, Yon. Like, it just gets to a point. I hate the Villanova games. Like, I don't look forward to those games. So it just, the schedule, it just leaves a lot to be desired. It just leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. So yeah, you guys agree about the Big East too. Like, this is not what the fans wanted to see. Hi, Cece, thank you for joining. It's just not what the fans wanted to see. Let me read my comments. And say, Ash really pisses me off in that Michigan game because what are we doing? Exactly, bro, exactly. She was not making her shots. And in that play, when AZ gave it to her and then she tried to pass it, bro, like they almost got that shot off. And luckily they didn't, okay? But we were already on the wrong side of that game. AZ, Sarah did everything that they could to put us in that game. Sarah, 20 rebounds, AZ, 31 points. Like, they're the reason that we won that game. And Ashlyn Shade want to do BS. It just gets to a point, guys. Like, Ashlyn Shade, the low basketball IQ. Even Gino said she's basically been streaky lately. And she'll have times where she hits a lot of shots and times where she doesn't. Ashlyn Shade is not a starter. Okay? I don't know how many times I did see this. Like, I don't take anything that I'm seeing seriously. I don't. She could have a game where she go 20 points and then the next game is going to be like 5 points on 3 of 11 shooting or something. Like, I can't take that seriously. She's not consistent. The low IQ offensively and defensively, not getting AZ the ball. I didn't turn on my TV so I could watch Ashlyn Shade literally pass AZ up and then go and break a midi, go and break a layup, go and get beat on defense. This is not, like, she's not playing her role right now. She's trying to force it too much, and I just don't like that. She be taking too many shots for me, okay? So I talked about that. They said, appreciate all you do. Thank you so much. I really enjoy making videos for you guys and being here. Exactly. So why not pass my route? Exactly. Big East is young. Exactly. It said, love LSU, but Kim's girls always crash out. What do you mean by that? It said, Ashlyn Shade, hate, I'm seated. Exactly. Like, Ashlyn Shade is not moving me. Gino stated he is a preseason comfort coach in these games, but he works them over in practice. We gotta start seeing what we see in the practice in the game, okay? And I feel like he basically said that. He just did a presser, but he did say that he not anticipating seeing Morgan Shelley play till New Year's or something like that. So she's going to be out for a couple more weeks. And they did float the possibility of a redshirt year with Gino for Morgan Shelley. And he said, I don't think we're at that point yet. Ice Brady is still out. I forget what her injury is, but wishing her the best for her recovery. So we got to wait more. We got to wait more time. Why does my voice sound like that? We got to wait more time to see Morgan Shelley come back and everything. Damn, I feel like AZ. I don't have no voice right now. But we got to wait more time to see Morgan Shelley come back, and then obviously you got to ease your way back in. She's not just going to come and then do the exact same thing. So got to ease her way back in. So we will hopefully see Morgan Shelley eventually this year, guys. So Gino did say that in his press conference. They said, Sarah Williams stresses me out too. My friends were saying that in the, the last game that we played, the USF game and everything. I might have missed so that's something that they said. I think Sarah Williams has been getting better. I think she has been getting better, being more efficient with her shots and her defense. But just sometimes the shot selection and just some low IQ plays and everything. So, gotta continually ramp it up. Like I said, I do want to see her and Janice split minutes, okay? Because let's say Sarah gets in foul trouble in a big game, and then you throw Janet in there, and it's just not going to look right because she has not got to play enough. So I think that he should split the minutes because Jana showed what she could do last year in the tournament in like games like UCLA and everything. Let's stay out of foul trouble. Because she had to go to the bench because she got in foul trouble in that UCLA game. Let's be better about that. Okay. But I do think that those are things that we could possibly see. So yeah, AZ and Sarah goated. We know this. I already gave my thoughts on KK and Ashlyn at this point. K9. Gotta start playing better, okay? So I gotta keep that a buck, and Gino has to start stabilizing her minutes and giving her more time. I don't really have anything to say about Carolina at this point, about Jan at this point. They don't really play that much, no shade. Who else is on the team? Khalees, I already said I wanted to see her play some more minutes. Blanca's been doing some good stuff, like I already said. I'm trying not to forget anybody. Yeah, let me know if I forgot anybody. They said college WBB preseason isn't always has been prep, can't risk injury or being too aggressive. It's just I want to see consistency in the games. Like the defense that I saw in that Michigan game, I want to see that every single game. I'm not seeing that. The ball movement that I'm seeing in certain games, I want to see that in every single game. It's just about getting consistent. That's my entire thing. Okay? It said I want to see Blanca and Kana start so bad. I would agree. What's your prediction for the Olympic team? Kayla, unfortunately, Paige, Aaliyah Boston will probably be there, unfortunately. You guys know how I feel about Aaliyah Boston. AZ, Juju, Angel, Fee, Stewie, Asia. Who else am I forgetting? Kelsey Plum might make an appearance. Maybe it's Sabrina. Oh, wait. Sarah Strong will be there. Let me know if there's anyone else I'm forgetting, but those are some of the main people I think will be there at least, but we'll see what ultimately happens. Y'all know how I feel about her at this point, so It's documented. They said, honestly, low-key, Blanca and Khalees starting would be dope too. I don't think Khalees is gonna start. I really don't think Khalees is gonna start. She's raw. She's raw. It's gonna take her some time to get in the flow of it, but I definitely do agree she should get some meaningful minutes and everything. But she's shown that she can do some good stuff in some of his rotations and everything. So I just think give her some more time with the starters. You never know what can happen. Foul trouble and all those other things. You just need to, give people some more time to cook. He'll put out a lineup and it's really good, and it's 5 minutes. And then we go back to this BS starting lineup that's not doing nothing for nobody. The starting lineup is so bad. Take forever to get into the game. KK takes too long to get going. I already talked about Ashlyn Shade, so I already have those problems there. And then I thought I already said Fee. And then and yeah, so it's just a mess. He needs to fix that. Like, the starting lineup is not good. It's not gelling. No, not about AB, please. I've seen it. I think unfortunately she will be there. Look, I don't like AB either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already said Fee. They said force. Yeah, it is unfortunate. I don't want to see that. Hi, Lila. Thoughts on Juju Watkins? I think Juju Watkins is generational. I think she's a really smooth player. She's a 3-level scorer. Just every single time I see her play, that's what I always think is how smooth she is, how good that her footwork is, which I think is really underrated. She can make a lot of crazy shots. Like, if you see like her and ones as well, her defense is underrated. That one game against UCLA when she had like 8 blocks and all those other things. So I do like Juju a lot. I will say a lot of her fans are weird and they say weird stuff about like UConn and AZ, and I don't like those things. But I do like Juju as a player a lot. I think she's a franchise player, a number 1 option, generational. So I'm excited to see her when she comes back for college this upcoming year and in the league. But I do like Juju a lot. So I mean that's what it is. Hi Lila. Who would you have on Dallas for free agency and also the draft with both of our picks? Do we have a 3rd round pick, or is that what we gave up for Lee? Because we taking AZ number 1. It's not official, but we are going to get AZ eventually in April. I believe that's when the draft is. So stay tuned for that. I've been saying this all year. We got picks 1 and 31. 31? I don't know what we're going to do with 31. With 1, we're going to get easy. 31, I don't know. I got to watch some more tape. Sometimes you guys be asking me about players and I don't give opinions because all I've seen is their highlights. And like I said, you can't judge people off of highlights. I have to watch the full games. So I would have to know more. I haven't even watched Audie Crooks play. All I've seen is her highlights. And someone asked me about her the last live. So I'm going to have to watch some more games before I get some opinions. Any thoughts on the Flaw and Kara situation? I will be talking about that. Where do you want AZ to go? AZ's coming to Dallas, so things we knew. So yeah, let's actually transition this into the Flage situation and everything. This is a perfect transition for this moment. Thank you guys for the likes on the live. I do appreciate that. As we know, what do you think about the game that will be on Sunday? It should be a cakewalk for us. I mean, it should be. It's against DePaul, no shade. So, like, no one, yeah, we're not getting into that. The dumb comments y'all guys put on, sometimes I wish I couldn't read, like Leah Michelle. Anyway, we moving on. Don't comment down on my section again. Anyways, but let's talk about Flage and Kara Lawson, this entire thing. So to those who did not see, LSU did recently play Duke, okay? This was supposed to be their first ranked matchup. Duke been terrible this year. Boom, plummeted out of the rankings, okay? And so to those who didn't know, Flage was invited to play with, I believe, Team USA this summer for some Olympics or something like that. So it was players like Flage, Hannah Hidalgo, Madison Booker, those kind of players, okay? And that's not happening. We're moving on. And so basically she didn't get to play a whole lot. And, she said that this is the first time where she didn't get to play a whole lot. She felt like she earned it. And so, she was emotional about it in a sense and everything. And so Kim Mulkey said, look, she had this game circled on her calendar. And did. And so throughout the game, like I said, I really wish I would have seen the Flage in the 4th quarter that I saw in the 1st quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it took her some time, and it's like, you got to take the game, especially you had a circle under your calendar, but I'm not seeing you pop out to the 4th quarter. Okay. But yeah, she hit a shot and then, she was trash talking Kara Lawson and everything. There's been a lot of discourse about this and I don't really get it. Like I said, I'm not one who's necessarily against like taunting or trash talk in sports or whatever. Flage, are you talking about as a draft prospect? I would say Flage, but I do have to watch more Latin tape. I will admit that. I've seen a lot more of Flage, but that's what I'll say in that regard. But yeah, she so there has been some talk about it. I don't really think it was that big of a deal. I said, Flau'jae will go top 5, I think, for sure. Okay. So that was something there. She was hype. I need to see UConn and LSU in the final, but LSU, I don't think they get into that final. Just keeping it about. I'm trying to find everything else that I put together for this as well, because there was like a lot of different things that I put together for this. So give me a second. Where did I put it? Final Four prediction: UConn, Texas, Michigan, UCLA. I don't trust them, and I've been told you guys I didn't trust them. So there was. Where is everything else? I'm trying to find everything. So yeah, this was Flau'jae's statement after the game. This is what I was looking for. So she said, like, it was competitive last night. I only have nothing but respect for Kara Lawson. I got the gold medal and everything. So there was that. And then I think the same day she posted her documentary about, everything that I kind of told you guys about how it was really difficult for her to not play and everything. She said she didn't even want her family to be there because she wasn't playing. And that was very difficult for her mentally. And, I can appreciate her for having that vulnerability as well. Okay. So yeah, I think she feels multiple ways about the situation. I felt she was upset because she didn't get the opportunity to play. She had a game where she played well and she felt like she earned it. So I could feel her feeling the way. And then at Kara Lawson, it's kind of like, I don't fuck with you because, you didn't even give me that chance and like you doubted me. And then on the other hand, being said, like, so I think she feels multiple ways about the situation, but that's what she said. Here's what Kim Mulkey said about it. It has all the stuff on it, so I can't read it. But she basically said that Flau'jae lost a lot of confidence playing USA basketball, and she was just saying, like, look, do what you do for LSU, don't make it personal, and everything, and just, play for the 3 letters across your chest, basically. So that's kind of what Kim Mulkey said about it as well. So that is just something that's important to go over. Yeah, and I do appreciate that as well. I appreciate those players who, like, before they like make it and the times they were struggling to even make a team or whatever, whenever they say like, yeah, there was times when I doubted myself, because everyone's different. Some players are like, I never lost faith, I knew what I was. But those players who are transparent and like, look, I was struggling and I did doubt myself. It is, I do appreciate that. Like, I was watching Derek Jeter's documentary and he was talking about before he even went to the Yankees, because you have to go to like the minor league and how he really struggled with that. He wanted to go back home and everything, and he was kind of doubting himself at that point. So I appreciate that more often than not, and I think mental health in this space can be important as well. So that was said there. I was thinking about this post. This was whenever they got the medal and everything, and someone replied with Tyrese Halliburton. And then Flau'jae said, I dropped 22 when I got an opportunity. And then she said, not only my Cartier silver. Like, she kind of ate that. But, that was, like, right after they won. So kind of, I got reminded of that moment as well. This was Flau'jae and Kim Mulkey when they got hype in the game, because Flau'jae hit the 3, and then they had a timeout, and then Kim Mulkey was hype and Flau'jae was hype. They got hyped at the same time, so I could appreciate that. And one thing I will say that I appreciate about Kim Mulkey is Kim Mulkey, she's gonna let you be you. That's what I'm saying, and that's why a player like Angel thrived over there. The same thing with Flau'jae, and she has a lot of solid players on her team and everything. She's not gonna try to repress you for the most part. She lets you be you. That Brittany Griner stuff, I just remember that. Yeah, she, like, what she did with that was fucked up. I don't condone that thing. We don't tolerate homophobia and all those other things over there. So she was fucked up for that. So I do want to say that. But that's kind of my takeaways. I can see both sides of the situation. After a lot of us saw Duke this year, a lot of us are thinking, is it too late to get a new coach for Olympics? A lot of us been thinking it, okay? I'm not the first person who floated it, so don't hate the messenger. But that has been, there has been talks about that. So I don't know. I think at Flau'jae's core, she's a competitor. She wants to win. She's a flashy player. She's a fun player and everything. Like I said, I do want to do a scouting report on her. This is a series I kind of want to do for this class and everything. I'm going to make a video on why I believe AZ should go number 1. I want to talk about Olivia Miles. I want to talk about Flau'jae. I'm trying to use more recent tape for this as well. Maybe I might dig a game, or 2 from like a few years ago, whatever, and talk about that and everything. But I do want to do more scouting reports. But, I do like Flau'jae a lot. Like I said, sometimes I think she can lack discipline and maybe not as like fundamentally sound and everything, and I think there's still ways that she's growing into herself as a player, as a person, all those other things. But I tend to like Flau'jae, so I'll say that. And I mean, I didn't watch those games, so I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Flau'jae should have played more minutes? Do you think that she shouldn't? Because I saw some people say that she only had one good game. She didn't need to play. I mean, I didn't watch the game, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. But I do like Flau'jae in general. And I said, who would you replace Carol Lawson with? I don't know. That's Sue Bird job. But I don't know. We're going to get that gold in 28. And you want to know how I know? No. Michael Jordan. No Stephanie White. Stephanie White coaching don't move me. What's her record after she like wins the first 2 games of a series or something like that? Like, no, Stephanie White, no. Nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted to see that. The problem, all the good coaches already coached. Well, most of them. Gino coach, Don coach. Kim Mulkey. But I think she said she doesn't want to do it. I swear I saw an interview of her and she said that something about her family commitments and that she doesn't want to do it. Who else has done it? Cheryl Reeve just did it. Yeah, child, I don't know. But yeah, this is actually a good opportunity for me to kind of talk about the state of LSU at this point. So what did I see from LSU in this game? The things that I've been telling you. When I watched that game against Tulane, they, I believe, were blowing them out in the beginning, as they should have. But the entire thing was they let Tulane back in the game because they turned over the basketball. Okay, and they were just making some mistakes on the defensive end of the ball, just all around in general. And I told you guys this is why I couldn't take LSU seriously. And they got to play some, good teams and see how they match up against the SEC. They don't have a ranked matchup till January, which I frankly think is ridiculous. And I've been on record saying this. But, yeah, I think in Duke, you just kind of saw that. Like, Duke got off to a 14-1 run, and they were just really playing some aggressive defense on them. I'm talking about double teams, making every single shot that they got off hard, and just the energy that they were playing on defense, moving their hands around and playing defense without fouling, making it difficult to pass the ball. Like, they were playing really good defense at the beginning, and they were making their shots. And then what happened, like I said, I really believe the second that Malaysia clocked into the game, don't troll me. But I think whenever Malaysia came into the game, she really was like a spark off the bench, and she started making shots, and I thought that she was huge for LSU, and I think that she's a big reason why they started to turn it around. And they started feeding the post more, and they started playing with a lot more pace, And they played really fast in the beginning of the game. And if you're a team that plays fast, you have to be able to do that effectively and not make mistakes, because you can play really fast, and you can keep turning over the basketball and making other mistakes and just not being sharp enough. So if you're going to play fast, you have to play better, So I think that that's something there. They said, LSU is my favorite team, and my complaint is that I'm not seeing the coaching staff fix the sloppiness. Yeah. I think LSU's defense need a lot of work. For sure. They said, can y'all stop saying his name? I'm traumatized enough. Exactly, bro. Like, we went through the gutter with that, man. But yeah, what did they give up? Like 77 points in a game or something like that. I don't know. I think that they just gotta be more diligent, on all those little things about the defense, about the offensive possessions. They had some really bad turnovers in this game as well. The slot selections at points and just playing with pace. And this happens to teams all the time, to be fair. I mean, we saw that Texas game and what happened to them, where they were kind of playing too animated and the defense wasn't sharp enough, and they were giving up all those backdoor cuts and all those other things. I don't know if Flau'jae signed to Nike. I don't know. But I do know that LSU is a Nike school, so they have to wear, like, Nike shoes and stuff. And same thing with, like, UConn or, like, other schools like that as well. Like, you're signed to a specific brand of school, so you have to wear that, at least on the court. So that's the rule, as far as I know. But, yeah, I thought that, I hope that this game serves as a learning lesson for LSU, that you got to tighten up on all these other little things. And that's what my problem with their schedule was. You get used to playing lower competition. You keep making the mistakes with the defense and offensive possessions and all those other things. And you're not really seeing it as much because you're still winning, and they're winning them out because the teams that they played was so horrible. So I think that that's something there. And yeah, I don't know why the LSU fans, like, they be getting so defensive when we bring up the schedule. It is a cupcake schedule. And I've had same complaints for other schools as well. Like, it's not just an LSU thing. I think all the schools, I would like to see them have more ranked matchups. But LSU is just really shameless with the scheduling. And said, I'm okay with them playing a weak schedule initially, but they should be tweaking mistakes early. Yeah, I just think it's harder to tweak it whenever you're winning by so much. Like, they blew out a team like 100 to 20 something. So you're not going to see it as much. You're not going to see it as much because it's like, oh, we still won. But when you keep making mistakes like that, I don't remember how many turnovers that they had, but I'm pretty sure they had a lot. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. Who's efficiency? They used the game they won against Iowa. What are you talking about? You talking about LSU? Yeah, I don't know whose efficiency that you're talking about. Are you talking about Flage? Has she been efficient? I feel like I saw something about her 3-point percentage, and it's been good recently. So shout out to her for that. Because the three is a difficult shot, but yeah, I don't know. They just gotta find a way to gel. You talk about City and Norman. Oh yeah, I do. I haven't talked about City and Norman on live much. I haven't. I gotta see her updated numbers in terms of her efficiency. Let me look her up on ESPN. Hold on, guys. Because I haven't really talked about City of Norman on here very much. But I just did watch her this past week. So let me see her updated numbers on ESPN. Because she just had a really good game. So her averages are definitely going to change. But that is something that is worth talking about. She averages 19.7 points per game, 3.4 rebounds a game, 4.3 assists per game, and 39.2% from the field, okay? So she got to be better about her shot selection. At times, I will say her shot diet, I think playing with some more pace. And she had some bad turnovers as well. She did have some bad turnovers as well that she really, frankly, has to clean up on and all those other things. She's raw. I think she'll improve. I thought I saw a lot of good stuff from her in the last game. I think whenever she's, like, on a heater, she's really fun to watch, okay? She just got to be better with that, you know, and it just takes time. It just takes time and everything. She's raw. I think she's fun to watch play, though. I think she got a lot of excitement on both sides of the floor, and she plays hard. So, you know, I do enjoy City and Norman so far. She's only going to improve. She's raw. She's a freshman, so I will give her some grace on the field goal percentages and everything. I do expect those things to increase. But, you know, you can tell that she's someone who really enjoys what she's doing, who likes to get their teammates involved, and I think that she's definitely been really helpful for Oklahoma. So I do like her game from what I've seen. I do like City and Norman. I do admit. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts on LSU. Let's get the schedule harder. Let's get the schedule. They said Blanca or Chavez will either be freshman of the year. That'll be exciting. That'll be exciting no matter what way it goes. So that's something worth to talk about. I forgot to share this, but you know, Flauja Herrick, it was kind of reminding me of Kim Mulkey in her playing days. So I did forget to show this as well. Okay. So let's talk about some of the other schools, guys. Okay. So shout out to Roy Harmon at Texas. She is officially the assist leader of Texas. She has over 770 something assists, I believe. So shout out to her. They did present her with the basketball before the last game, and she was the MVP of the little tournament that they did. As we know, they beat UCLA and they did beat South Carolina, and she was the MVP, and she was a difference maker for both games. So shout out to Roy Harmon. I want to take a second to highlight her. Shout out to their coach, Vic Schaefer. He seems like a really sweet guy who cares about his players. So I really do like this team. Anyways, let's talk about Texas. What did I like from Texas recently? I thought that the defense that they played against UCLA was really solid, at least in the beginning of the game. They really made sure that they had some bodies on Lauren Betts in the post and that they were going to deny those post entry passes. And like, look, if you pass it into the post, we're going to make it difficult for you. We're going to make you regret it. We're going to turn over the basketball. We're going to make every single shot that she gets off difficult, and we're going to match the physicality that she likes to play with and everything. And so I think that's why Lauren struggled in that game. Who was the player who's playing around? Bria Cunningham. It might have been her. It might have been Oldacre. So I thought that the defense in that game was really good. They almost collapsed in the second half. They really almost did, and they almost choked that game away. They let UCLA get into, I believe, 4. But they controlled it. You know, shout out to Rory Harmon in that game, because Rory Harmon, 26 points or something like that. She was insane. Madison Booker, that second half, no shade, disappeared. Had some good defensive performances in the second half. Like, she had some key stops and things that she was able to do. But offensively, having to have those conversations. Because her shot diet, I heard somebody say that Madison Booker takes the hardest shots for no reason. And as I've been watching more of her tape, I would agree with that. Some of these shots, I'm just like, bro, it generally gets to a point. She gets herself to the free throw line, but I don't know. You guys know how I feel. Like, she kind of a free throw merchant at times. And I've said that about a Kelsey Plum, who I do like for the record, and I said that about Brittany Sykes. Brittany Sykes basketball, I don't respect that. No, well, that is shade. We're talking about Texas. We're talking about Texas right now. Let me read. UConn, why did they always give me the AI summary? Like, nobody needed that. Booker disappears a lot. Good defensively, but terrible shot selection. Yeah, it was like, I watched a game versus LSU last year. She was like 3 of 17 from the field. And I'm just like, why do you keep shooting at a certain point? When you're not having a good shooting night, you just got to pass the ball more. It was just rough. It was just rough, okay? And so I do like Madison Booker's game. I like that she lives in the mid-range. As a Page fan, you guys know that. I really like that as well. And then she can hit threes on occasion. She can finish at the basket. I just think her shot diet at times got to be more consistent with that and being there in the second half of big games. Because in big games, like, I don't be seeing it. I don't be seeing that. In the South Carolina game, she kind of did better in the second half because in the first half she didn't play well. But it's just sometimes it's like, why? Like, the shot selection has to get better. It has to get better with Madison Booker, and that's what I've been noticing about her. If I'm going to keep it a buck. I said Texas is a favorite of mine this season, loving Harmon, Lee, and Carlton. Yeah, they've been doing some good stuff. Carlton, I saw her slipping on defense the last game when I played that back. So I will be looking at that. I will be looking at it. It said Bud Sienna isn't playing. I say about for UCLA. But yeah, I just really like them because, like I said, it gets really old for me personally to see a team who lives and dies by the three when we think about Golden State Valkyries, and teams like that. Like, it just gets really exhausting. When your threes don't go in, then you're cooked. Like, coaches who completely eliminate the mid-range jump shot, I've never been a fan of that personally. Texas really believes in that. I do think that they need to get their threes up, and not having Aaliyah Crump is definitely hurting them right now, and some other players that they're missing. Isn't Jordan Lee, like, hitting some threes? Like, she be on a heater. I like Madison Booker. I like Roy Harmon. I like Oldacre. She's doing some good stuff for them. So I think that they have a really solid group of players, and they're only going to be better when they get players coming back from injury in that regard. But I think the biggest thing Texas needs to find, she hit some threes. So I think the biggest thing Texas needs to find is the consistency. I want to see that defense that they played against UCLA every single game, and it takes a lot of mental fortitude and conditioning to be able to pull that out every single game. So they said Jordan's three is streaky. Okay, so I just want to see that every single game. Defensively, offensively, I felt like they played too animated and too quickly in the beginning and everything. It's like they were just reacting to what was happening to them. Once they finally started slowing it down and he was running some sets for Madison and Roy and like all those other things, they started to find their footing. But sometimes it's just like they don't start the game well off, but they eventually find it. So just being more consistent. What team do you think Medina should go to, and can you speak about her? Are you talking about the one that plays for South Carolina? Oh, cool. I haven't really watched her game a whole lot. So I don't really feel like I can talk about it, unfortunately. So yeah, like whenever I be watching tape of certain players and everything, like let's say I'm watching Madison Booker tape. Whenever I watch a tape, I'm just watching Madison Booker for the most part, okay? I might see other players on the team and everything as well, but usually I kind of just have tunnel vision whenever I'm focusing on tape. Because like I said, I want to see what happens when you don't get the ball, your body language, when the game's not going your way. I want to see how you play defense. So usually if I'm trying to give tape of one player, like whenever I do Flage, whenever I do Olivia, when I watch the games, I'm like, oh, I watch tape. It's usually just me focusing on that one player specifically. So I feel like I haven't seen her play. Like I haven't really focused on her. Like when I've seen South Carolina, I've mainly been looking at what Tessa has been doing. When I have been watching the games, I do want to look at more lats and tape and some other stuff. So I hear she's doing good things. For the team. So, congratulations to her. And I'm glad she's putting out good production for South Carolina. But I just haven't watched, so I can't really speak on that, unfortunately. But yeah, Texas just needs to find some more consistency. That's what they really need to find. And I think that they can be a Final Four team, absolutely. I do like what I'm seeing of this team a lot, and they're my second favorite team to watch in college basketball. I don't catch every game, but, the ones I have watched, I've been entertained. I'll put it that way. Almost give me a heart attack with UCLA. And, once we get to SEC play and everything, I'm probably about to watch, every South Carolina game, every Texas game, every LSU game. They're about to all be playing each other. And the stakes and the competition, it's going to get fun. It's going to get fun once we get to LSU play. So, once we get to them, I think it's, January, you'll see me start covering a lot more games for these teams. Because the only team that I watch every single game for is UConn. I just watch these other teams when it's, convenient for me and everything. But UConn's always going to be my number one. So let me get ready to talk about the other teams. Okay, so we could talk about South Carolina. Tessa Johnson's a demon. Didn't she have a 20 ball the other day? And I told you guys I was buying stock before the season, and I'm always going to remind you guys this because somebody told me basically that, I was doing too much, Tessa Johnson not that good, and blah, blah, blah. And yet Tessa Johnson be delivering. So that's demon. I told you guys about Tessa Johnson. I do enjoy her game. Her defense has to step up. Her defense is terrible. But offensively, she's a three-level scorer. She can get you some good points. So, yeah. Exactly what I just said. They said Tessa's great offensively, defense needs to work. Exactly. Because what was the game? It might have been that one when they played Texas. She got cooked on defense. It was bad. It was bad. She got to step her defense up. But offensively, I do like her. But she got to improve. For the most part, I love two-way players. Both sides of the ball are important. People act like defense doesn't matter, but it really does matter. It really does matter. So she got to step that up. Joyce Edwards, I believe, has been doing some good things for them. So shout out to Joyce Edwards. Who is it? Taniyah Latson. I'm hearing some varying things about her. From what I've seen from Taniyah Latson, it's kind of like she forces the shot too much at times and everything. Like, her shot diet is not my favorite. Her shot diet's not my favorite from what I've seen from her. I gotta watch more tape to have a developed opinion on Taniyah Latson. Okay, so I probably make a video about her eventually. These videos that I make of player analysis, they take time because I'm watching at least 5 to 10 games, hopefully, and just seeing what I can take away from them. I gotta make a list and just organize everything. So pretty much every video that you see me do, like, I put a lot of thought into all of my videos that I do and a lot of time into it, and I talk to my friends and just other people about their opinions on people's games and like, what are you seeing that I didn't necessarily see? So it takes a lot to kind of put work in behind that and everything, but I do want to do some more draft analysis and everything. I wanted to do Flage next, but they don't have good competition right now. So when I start playing the SEC and that gauntlet, I think, because I want to have more updated tape. So I think Olivia Miles will probably be my next one. As far as one that's going to come out, I do not know. But hopefully Olivia Miles will be my next one. It says, someone compared her to Sarah Williams. A lot of people talk about Taniyah, but they are not the same. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. People got to do their homework more on player comps. No shade. Because some of these player comps or whatever, some of these players that get compared, it doesn't make sense. And then they try to do the cross comparison. Hi, WNBA Mayor. Thank you for joining live. Love your content. But some of these cross comparisons make no sense. Like, they be comparing a guard to a center. And it's like, why are we comparing them in the first place? Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. When they don't even play the same position. And the things that you're going to be asked to do as a guard and a center, they're going to be tutored. Like, so they just be comparing anybody. And what they're asked to do in the production. And, like, there's just so many different things. So, like, you got to compare guards to guards, forwards to forwards, like center. Like, that's what I believe, at least. Like, I think it's kind of dumb. If we're talking about what they can bring to a team and why you like one player more over the other, like, fine. But just, like, automatically, like, I don't know, it's stupid. Like I said, I think the Caitlyn Angel comparison is stupid. They play two completely different positions, so why would you compare them in the first place? Who else we got on South Carolina? I'm trying to think. Oko, I hear she's been doing some good things. Unfortunately, Chloe Kitts is out for the season. Ashlyn Watkins, unfortunately, is out for the season. I forget who else for South Carolina. I think South Carolina got some decent players. I think, unfortunately, due to injuries, like, they don't really have much of a bench, so the starters are having to play a whole lot of minutes. So I think, like, Elite Eight, like, is probably the ceiling for this team, unfortunately, due to the injuries and everything. Maybe a Final Four. But I don't know. I'm thinking Elite Eight. You know, Dawn's a hell of a coach and everything. I think South Carolina has some decent players and everything. It's just unfortunate the hand that they've been dealt with the injuries and stuff. And I will say, South Carolina fans, a lot of them are weird because they were saying weird stuff about Paige, AZ injuries, and all the other stuff. And I don't like that. It's one thing to not like how someone plays basketball, and that's what we talk about here. But when we get to the point of making fun of injuries, being homophobic, all those other things, that has nothing to do with basketball, and you've immediately lost your footing. And a lot of South Carolina fans be nasty for no reason. So what about Joyce Edwards? I forgot about her. Or did I? I feel like I don't know. But she's doing some good stuff for them too. As well. So, you know, shout out to Joyce Edwards. I will say that. And I think they got to run their offense through her as well. Because she's putting out good production. 17, 18 points per game. So, you know, that's my take on South Carolina. On UCLA, the last game that I watched was the game that they played against Texas, I believe. Okay. I'm going to say this, and hopefully you guys can get where I'm coming from. They said the crazy part about South Carolina fans is that they're adults saying crazy things. It's just weird. But the thing about UCLA, Lauren Betts just doesn't look the same. You know? And I feel like it's just an entire thing of the defenses are just adjusting to her. The offenses are just adjusting to her at this point. You know, the blueprint kind of got put out whenever we played them last year and everything. So now all you see is you just got to double team Lauren Betts. You got to match that physicality with her in the post, turn the basketball over, make every single shot that she gets off difficult and everything. And so they're adjusting to playing her that way. And, you know, I'm not seeing her take enough mid-ranges and everything. Corey doesn't have her taking threes. I'm not seeing her, you know, be able to drive to the basket and be able to do other things in order to make her successful. And I think that that's ultimately a Corey close thing. Okay, because I just don't understand how we get to this point of Lauren's career and it's literally her senior year and Corey Close is just now figuring out that they're going to game plan against Lauren Betts, and you're going to have to get other people to step up. Like, ever since, like when you, like, that's how it's going to be. When you have one really solid player and everyone else is just not on the same level, then they're going to game plan. Okay, look what happened in Dallas and everything. After Paige had that 44 piece, they knew Paige is the offense of Dallas. So what did they do? They played unconventional defense and put 4-on-1 on Paige, and literally made everyone else beat us. And it didn't work because Paige was the only reason that we have a chance. So with Corey Close, there's no way that you go into this game and you don't know that they're going to game plan against Lauren Betts. There's no way that you don't know that. So why aren't you adjusting to that? They look confused when they have to play without Lauren Betts and they can't get the ball into the post at times. And it just takes them some time to get into their sets. And I don't like the offensive sets that they run and the shot selection, and they take too many damn threes. Let's get into the paint more. Kiki Rice, stop taking the layups. Stop taking the layups, for good God. Like, she just takes too many. You keep getting blocked at the basket. She's like 5'9". Can we get more mid-ranges from you? Can we get more threes from you? Can we get better shot selection? But no, let's drive for contested layups. Who's she feeling like, JJ Quinterly? It gets to a point, okay? So Kiki Rice, it's not going to be consistent from her. She could have a legacy class, and then she's going to have 10 points. That one game when she came back against Texas, she had 4 of 12 shooting. She lived up the line, no shade. Kiki Rice, I'm not trusting it. And like I said before, we're talking about Lauren Betts' development and how Corey Close has not helped her. And no one's talking about Kiki Rice and how Corey Close hasn't helped her either, okay? But Kiki Rice, I don't trust it. Okay? I'm not seeing a bag in her game. Whenever she gets pressured, she coughs the basketball up, have some really bad turnovers as well. I'm not trusting it. I'm just not trusting it. I don't get why people are high on Kiki Rice as a prospect. I don't like the tape, okay? It reminds me of Haley Van Lith, which is what I said. I'm going to read some comments because I went off on a tangent. What do you think about the strength of UConn's schedule? Like I said, I personally would have liked to see us play more ranked teams. And I could say that for every single team. I really could. I would have liked to see a game against Texas, against South Carolina, against LSU. You know, I would have liked to see that. But yeah, our schedule is better than some other programs, because some of these other programs like LSU, it's just really a cupcake schedule, okay? But I would have liked to see more ranked teams. It said Oregon going to give UCLA a nice little push and roll. I mean, is Oregon that good? I haven't watched them. It said they changed the offense to be faster and are playing through the guards. And how's that helping them now? It said they know how to play best now. They're watching the film UConn did in the Final Four, and boom, exactly. It said, do you think teams are going to adjust to AZ and her shooting? I think AZ is just one of those players where she can always find a way to get herself open. If you watch her tape and everything, it's just really a skill, the off-ball movement that she has and everything. And people are saying, oh, the shots that she takes are wide open and the threes, She's getting herself open, okay? We know that teams are going to double team AZ and that they're going to put a lot of pressure on AZ. That's what they're going to do. AZ still finds a way to get herself open anyways. Like, that's just what she does. And, they'll set screens for her at times to help her as well. But getting herself open is a really great skill that people aren't talking about enough. And the way AZ is able to do that. She's always moving off of the ball and finding advantages and to get herself open and everything. So I think teams are going to do everything that they can to guard AZ. It's just not going to matter because AZ is that good of a player. And so that's what I did want to say about that. I said, yep, they figured it out. Same as UConn did during the tournament, double and tripling in the paint. They said some peeps have Kiki over AZ as a better prospect, and she's never been better as a prospect. She doesn't have better production. She can't play the game better than AZ. Like I said, you pressure her, she calls the basketball up. AZ is a way more versatile player. She's a better shooter overall. She's a way better defender than Kiki Rice is. I don't understand that. So yeah. What about Hawkes? Hawkes, I'm not that moved, no shade. She'll have a good game and then she'll have a bad game. She doesn't really move me that much, like, to be honest with you. AZ can move. She's not a statue like Dallas swings guards. Ooh, they throwing shade. Said, have you seen teams switching to zone defense against UConn? I have seen that. We got to have better adjustments as well to how the defense are playing with us and everything. If they know every time that they play us, oh, they're really going to struggle against zone, they're going to keep going on zone until they figure it out. Every team has a scouting report for some reason. You're having scouting reports for what you got to do at the team at large and what you got to do for specific players. Hey, this is what this player does well. This is what they're going to go to. Let's stop them from getting to their spots. Let's stop them from that point. Like, every time team play Caitlin Clark, they're going to force her to the right because she likes to shoot on the left and everything. And so they're just going to make it difficult. So how do we fix our on-ball defense? Who are you talking about? Kiki Rice? Is that what we're talking about? Let's say UConn clean sweep. I could see it. But yeah, it just you got to find a way to beat it. You got to find a way to beat it and to make better passes and everything. And there's advantages to both. There's advantages to both. Okay, like you play zone, you're leaving area wide open for people to take that mid-range jump shot and everything as well. And if you're just not in the right places on defense, you could be giving backdoor cuts. So talk about AZ's on-ball defense. What's wrong with AZ's on-ball defense? AZ's on-ball defense is great. So, AZ 3-level scorer and has great all-ball movement, unguardable. Exactly. Said, who do you think will be in the Final Four? I know it's early in the season. Like I said, I really think we're going to see UConn there, obviously. Texas, Michigan. The other school, I really don't know. Like UCLA, I just don't trust the guards. Oh, I forgot about, what's her name? Neepkins. Neepkins can be good. Neepkins can be good. Okay, her shooting form bothered me. Wasn't she having some good moment on defense? So she was having some good moments too and everything. I don't know. I think the thing for UCLA this year is what can you do without Lauren Betts? You know, things are looking different for her this year. Because how teams are playing for her and everything, and she just doesn't look like the same player. Even watching some of the games last year and everything, it's like she doesn't have that same fire. And I really don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a situation thing or whatever it is. But I just wish Lauren the best in regards to her mental health and like all those other things, because I know that this is something that she's talked about and everything, and you know the struggles that she's had with that. And you know, over here we take mental health very seriously, because basketball, it is as mental of a game as it is physical. You know, you have to have both aspects right. So I do wish her the best in regards to that and everything. So I will say those things about Lauren Best right now. Said, oh, I accidentally, it said, hold on. It said UConn is going to adjust to the zone. I realized that they adjusted already after the Michigan game. I mean, every team's going to be different. Like, every team, like, the players, how they play is going to be different. The height of the players, the experience of the players and everything. Some teams are going to be better at playing zone or man, or it just depends. It depends on the team that you play. Like, some teams have different techniques, and it depends on the matchups as well. Who do you think will be the top second-round draft picks? I really gotta watch more tape. I gotta watch more tape of the first round draft picks. I've watched a lot of AZ tape, obviously. I'm making my way through Olivia tape at this point. I think I've watched like 5 games. I want to watch some more before I do that. Vlage, I want to see more SEC stuff as well and continue to watch more tape on her. Tonight Latson, I haven't really watched her tape. Who else is coming? Like, I want to watch more tape of everyone in the first round, so I haven't even got to that at that point. It just takes time. So Gianna Neekins is moving me, and that's fair. What do you think about Kayleen Smickle? I have no idea who that is, and that's genuinely no shade. They're making me do a puzzle right now, guys. Sorry. What do you think about Audie Crook? She seems to be cooking here lately. I have not really watched her game. So yeah, I gotta do. I think Audie Crooks is 27. So yeah, I need to watch some games. And everything. So yeah, like I can't give it an opinion. All I've seen is the highlights, and I'm sorry about that. They said, what do you think about Oklahoma with Beers? Reagan Beers reminds me a lot of Lauren Betts and how she plays. She really does. You know, taking a lot of easy layups. I appreciate that she tried to stretch the floor. In the game that I saw, she did not make a 3. She did not make a mini, but at least she's trying to stretch the floor. She gets into a lot of foul trouble defensively as well. I don't know. I'm not really that crazy about Reagan Beers as a player and everything. Like, I think she can be decent. Do I think she's going to be like that second option on a team, that first option on the team? I'm not saying that. Maybe a third option on a team. I'm sure she can go to the W and do some damage. And the right situation and the adjustment and all that and stuff. And you got to be able to play with the physicality. And I think that she played Lauren Betts really well. I'm not crazy about her as a prospect from what I've seen, but you know, opinions can change. You got to see more games. That's why I usually try to watch like 4 or 5 games before I give opinions on players and stuff. Because there's so many variables about why a player plays the way that they play, their comforts, and all those other things. But like I said, I do like Cydia Norman. I think she's playing well. Sahara Williams can have some good moments at times. Who's number 3? Who's number 3 for Oklahoma? Because she be cooking too. They got some good players. Like I said, Sweet 16 Elite 8 is their ceiling this year. You know, they need another piece or two to take them over the top. Defensively, got to be better. The shot selection offensively and stuff. So they got some work to do. But I think Sweet 16 Elite 8. Draft talk can be crazy. It can be. People say anything. How about Cody McMahon? I've only seen her play one game. And everything. And wasn't that the game when she really struggled? Let me look up her stats in that game. Hold on. Because the game that I saw her play was the game against, I think it was when they played Memphis. And she was just taking any shot. In that game specifically. So let me look at her stats. So she played 27 minutes, 19 points. She had 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 0 block, 4 turnover, 9 of 18. Okay, so eventually she found, oh yeah, she was making shots in the fourth quarter. And okay, she was making some shots. Now I remember it. I was forgetting some things about her. So yeah, I gotta watch her play more, bro. It's one game, you know, and it's important to watch multiple games because you could see anybody have a legacy game, and this is generally no shade to her, by the way, but literally any player can bob off and have a legacy game. You know, you see it happen all the time. So it's important to see, like, you know, what they're doing consistently night in, night out on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So, I mean, that's only one game that I've seen her play and Ole Miss play. Somebody asked me my thoughts of I have friends who are homosexual getting ejected, and I will talk about that. Let me talk about TCU first, and then I'm going to get to that. And if I forget, please remind me. Okay, TCU, Olivia Miles, I will be doing a scouting report on her coming real soon. Don't know when. Her offense, I think that she can create some nice looks for people. I think she gets way too fancy with her passes. I know she likes Chelsea Gray, and these days Chelsea Gray does a little bit too much with her passes at times, but I can see the inspiration at times. I think one nice pass that she does is whenever they're going in transition and then she sees a shooter, is it transition? Like, she'll see a shooter in the corner and she can have like a nice pass across the court. Like, she can do some nice passes and stuff. Sometimes she just turns it over and it's like, where were you even looking at for that pass? I think that she can probably give you like 15 points a game and everything. So I think that Olivia Miles can do some good stuff for you as well. They said, bro, remember when Kristen Bell had a legacy game on Dallas? Exactly, but she only played well against us. Everybody else, child, was a mess. But yeah, her defense, Olivia Miles has some of the worst defense that I've seen, and I will say this in my scouting report. It's like she's buying time for whenever she goes to offense. You know what I mean? Like, she's just not really trying. It's just 4 and 5 on defense. You know, her defense is terrible. I don't know. I think she'll probably be like number 3 or 4 in the draft. You know, like at least a top 5 pick. I think she can be a solid second option in the WNBA. Am I saying first option? I'm not saying that, to be honest with you guys. Those are some of my thoughts on her right now. Okay, so I'll share some more. They said still love Dallas down though. Okay. Who else did I like on this team? Wasn't Silva doing some good stuff if I remember correctly? Was the one? I'm trying to remember the other girl's name. I'd be forgetting. Who was the one? I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look it up. I hate when I forget people's names. It was one of her teammates on the TCU team. I'm trying to remember what her name was, but I'm gonna find it. Oh, Suarez, that was her name. Suarez be cooking as well. I think they're a decent team. Like, they're not playing anybody good though. So again, I can't really take them seriously. You know. So that is something there. So they got to play some, because you have Baylor in your bracket. Like, Baylor is just not good this year. So I'm not going to be able to take them seriously really till tournament play and everything. But I do like how they run their offense, and getting people available, as well. And just like getting the best shot available as well. So I will say those things. About the team defense, outside of her, I think. Yeah, I could see Elite Eight. Okay, so they asked me about I have friends who are homosexual. Okay, give me a second, guys. I did have it pulled up. Okay, so I have friends who are homosexual was ejected in a game. Okay, and so I didn't see the full game. And everything. Apparently they gave her a tech beforehand. That's what I heard, at least. And then she got a shot, and then she was kind of like taunting, and then she got ejected. It was funny. Actually, like, one of my friends was talking about how, like, Ole Miss was about to win the game, and about, what is it called? How, you know, they were about to lose. So I was like, let me see at least like the last 2 minutes of it. And then I thought it was hilarious. And then when she sat down on the bench and they told her, like, you have to leave, that was just hilarious to me as well. Because when you get told you ejected, you have to, like, you can't stay. Like, you have to go to the locker room or something. But I thought that it was pure comedy. Okay. So yeah, she probably is a crash out. I mean, look at other people who went to Notre Dame. Marina, Skylar, Arike. It really is some crash outs. I also heard they blew a 19-point lead. I heard that too. I don't know what happened. In regards to that. My take on I have friends who are homosexual. The shot diet don't move me. She low-key be a free throw merchant at times. I think that she puts a lot of effort in. Like, she plays with a lot of energy. Like, her sellies are so funny. Like, one of my friends said she always celebrate like she won the chip. Like, her sellies are literally hilarious. Okay. And I was expecting more that time she hit the game winner. It was very stoic. very demure. Okay. And then defense, like I feel like she puts a lot on both sides of the ball. I feel like she has like a lot of energy as well. So, I think she's a decent player. People were talking about National Player of the Year, and I told you guys those talks were crazy. It was all of this about an Akron game, about a game against the unranked school, and then we go to Michigan and shoot 421 from the field. And it had to play unconventional defense on her because she's really the only good player on the team at this point, and it is what it is. But I mean, 421, and then Niele letting her do that shameless stat padding and everything. I don't know. I think getting to the W is going to be a challenge for her, and I kind of agree with people. Because of her height, I think she's only like 5'6", and you look at the undersized guard in the W, they kind of have a rough time making it. But there are players who have been successful. If you look at like a Kelsey Plum, it took her a couple of years to get going, but she's been able to make a name for herself. Who else? Skylar Diggins has been able to make something shake for herself. Arike is streaky, but she in the W. Who else? How tall is Marina? So I feel like the undersized guard, it's just, it's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher and everything as well, especially because she likes to drive to the basket a lot, and they're going to block the shots as well. I think got to be better with the shot diet and the consistency at times. Like, I don't know. When I seen her play good, she played really good. When I see her play bad, she played really bad. So I think being better at that, like Notre Dame, the guard shot selection, it gets to a point. So I think she could be solid in the W. I think it's just, you got to find the right situation, and it takes time to deal with that physicality. And then it's going to be different for guards and bigs and everything, and the matchups that you're going to see and what you're asked to do. So just being efficient and all that other stuff, which I don't know. She got some stuff to work on getting to the league. Yeah, it's not the same. It definitely is. So there's going to be more weight on her. So I'll definitely acknowledge those things. But I don't know. I mean, she seems like somebody who works hard. And everything. So yeah, but I mean, you got to have hard work with the talent as well, and having the discipline. It's a lot of things that you have to, kind of cook up for success. And I feel like the undersized guard, it's really hard to cut it in the W. So it really depends on situation and all that stuff, and preparation and all that stuff. I mean, I don't really know if she's in the weight room right now, but that's something that she's going to have to do for getting into the league, and just the physicality of the league as well. But I guess that's kind of my thoughts right now. Let me read my comments. They said Michigan is very underrated. They beat Notre Dame by 30 and did. Okay, I did acknowledge this comment. They said, yeah, I see a lot of blocking in her future. Yeah, it's just, as a guard, your outside shots, that's what you got to rely on the most, okay? Your threes, your middies and stuff, and those things you have to rely on more. Because you're undersized, you're going to have a way higher possibility of your shots getting blocked in the paint. So as a guard, you really got to focus on that outside a lot and being efficient with that, okay? You want to drive to the basket a lot, you're not going to make it in the W, no shape. You're not going to make it in the W and be like one of the top players and everything, because your shot's going to get blocked, okay? The outside shot for a guard, I think, is extremely important. For post players, I think being able to post up consistently and get those tough buckets is the most important. But I mean, in the W in general, like, it's really important now to be able to do everything and to be a 3-level scorer and to be a good defender. It's just so hard to get in the W in the first place. So I think everything is more important in general than it, in a W. Like I'm saying, it's good to be good at everything. Like, you have to at this point. But guard specifically, you have to get that outside shot, especially for, she's like 5'6". It said, so Wings take AZ, then who are the Lynx in Seattle taking? I think that the Lynx is going to take Lauren Betts, and some people say, oh, maybe after these recent games, that Cheryl Reeve may not take Lauren Betts. And here's my entire thing with that. I think that Cheryl Reeve is watching Lauren Betts at these games, and she's been to a few, and I'm sure she's watching the rest on her TV, and she's thinking, if I just got my hands on her, I could make her into a better player. And like, I think she sees Lauren Betts' potential, no Natisha Heidemann, and she knows what she can turn her into. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying this, how I feel like Lauren Betts is just not in the situation to succeed with Corey Close and everything. Like, I feel like she goes to Cheryl Reeve. Cheryl Reeve makes her develop that outside shot, has her drive to the rim more, and you know what I'm saying, gets her conditioning up. I think she has to get her conditioning up and everything as well, especially in transition. She's slow in transition. I really feel like Cheryl Reeve, this could be a nice passing project. I think she sees a lot in Lauren Betts and everything, and I think she knows what she can do. So I think Cheryl Reeve got tunnel vision, and she's going to take Lauren Betts. I really do believe that, okay? Seattle, I think they're probably going to take Olivia. That's what I'm seeing right now and everything. I think Seattle should take Flage. I think Flage is the better player. I think that Climate Pledge Arena would absolutely love Flage. I mean, you look at how they were cheering for Erica Wheeler last year, okay? Erica Wheeler, had her moments where she was lighting it up. She had her moments where she was lighting it up, making big shots in the regular season and in playoffs and everything. And we know the kind of player that Flage is. And I was talking to my friends about this, but the defense with Flage and like Gabby, that would eat, okay? And then Dom will be there next year as well and everything. Hopefully they can get the contract situation with the Eurobasket team she's supposed to play for, sorted out and all those other stuff. But I just think that as a tandem would be fun. I think you got a lot of personality. I think it would be a lot of fun stuff. I think Flage could probably be a decent second scorer for a team and everything. I think you got to get some people in free agency and make it a team. And, hopefully get to like the second round of playoffs. I'm not saying it's shit or anything like that, but I'm just saying it would be a really exciting team. I think the fans would absolutely love Flage and Climate Pledge Arena. So if Seattle was real, I think that they should take Flage. I really think that they should take Flage. And I've said this before, I don't know which live, I've said this before in a video, but I do like Flage as a prospect a lot. I think she's a solid player, and I think Seattle should take her. But they'll probably take Olivia. That's what I think. They said, yeah, that's why Zia Cook keeps getting bounced around too. They said, yeah, didn't most of the team transfer and did. Let me read the rest of the comments. Hold on. Thoughts on Kate Martin? I think Kate Martin's good off the bench. She can get you some decent production at times. I think that her shot diet at times is really poor. That one game, who were they playing? Was it when they played, I don't remember what team it was against, but she was like 5 of 16, and wasn't she like 4 of 16 from 3? I'm like, why is she letting Kate Martin take so many shots and Kate Martin play first option hoops? They gave her 2 threes in the clutch, and she missed both of them, okay? I think she can give you some good production off the bench. I think she tries. I think some people need to be more honest about their basketball. Like, they like her, and that's fine, but we gotta start being honest about the production on the court. No shade, because the production on the court, that's what I'm going to say about Kate Martin. But I don't necessarily have anything against her. She seems like a nice person. I'll say that at least. And I appreciated how people were trying to lie on her. They were saying that she said something about Angel. And she's like, I didn't say that. Can you take it down? She messaged him. So I do appreciate her. She seems like a nice person. It said, Hannah, because of her size, will find it rough at first in the W. Exactly what I'm saying. It said, I think the Lynx will take bets or fam to develop a big. The Lynx not taking Alba fam, please. They not taking Alba fam. I really don't believe that at all. Where do you think Hannah's getting drafted next year? Isn't Hannah, what is it called? Isn't she only in her junior year? Like, you can leave after your junior year if you want to, like Jewel Loy did and some other players did, like Jackie Young did. It's really rare, though. I don't know. She may be better off staying another year. I don't know if she's going to leave after this year. So it really depends. It said Cheryl will try to develop her. I think Cheryl will be able to develop Lauren Best. It said, why do you think Lauren Best was invited to USA here next week? Because she's a good player. I mean, I hope Seattle saves Flage from Chicago. OMG. Yeah, it's, to be honest, to me personally, I would find it really hard to believe that Flage would fall to number 5 and go to Chicago. Like, I think AZ's going number 1, Lauren's going number 2, and then Olivia or Flage could go number 3. And then if Flage doesn't go number 3, then I think she would go number 4 because, what is it called? The Mystics don't have a shooting guard. They don't have a shooting guard, and I think that she could fill into that role quite nicely. They have Kiki, they have Sonia, and Georgia's going to come over there as well because we know she's dealing with that ACL and she has to recover from that. But I think that the Mystics, they should take her because they're not going to get AZ. And, so... I like her a lot as a prospect, so I really don't see Flage falling to number 5. I really don't see it. I'd be really shocked if she does. But if I was her, I wouldn't want to go to Chicago. So Beth just needs to be faster and stronger. I think she just needs to have a bag. And I said, yeah, fly to Seattle. They'd love her. Exactly. Climate Pledge Arena. Yeah. It says Seattle better not take Miles. They need a shooting guard back. That's what Seattle's needed so badly for the longest time is shooting. Okay. And specifically 3-point shooting, which Flage is really solid at. So I think you take Flage. Let's make something shake. Let's make something shake in Climate Pledge Arena. They would love her. Like, they should take Flage. I really do believe that. It said, who do you think the Mystics take? Chicago, looking at her. Like I said, I think if the Storm takes Olivia at 3, then I think that the Mystics could take Flage. If they don't take Flage, they could take a big. Maybe Latson, maybe that's something that could happen for them as well. We'll see what happens to Williams the rest of the season. So, like, maybe one of them. We'll see. They said, Flaw gonna shake up the draft watch. I mean, where do you think she's going in the draft? I don't watch men's basketball, so I can't talk about something I don't watch. Like, I'm not into that. It said, if Olivia Miles not at 5, we would take Gianna. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. They could use shooting. I mean, who knows who's gonna stay with the new CBA agreement and everything. Do you think Atlanta actually move up for Flau'jae? I don't really think that makes sense because they have Alicia Gray. So why would they move up for something that they already have? Like, that's their shooting guard. So yeah, I think Alicia Gray is like a decent player in the league. So I don't really know why they would move up for that. So I'm not seeing that personally. It said, I can't see Flau'jae in Atlanta. I just don't see it. I just don't see it with the players that they already got. I think Alicia Gray is going to run it back. I think they're going to bring Ryan back at the very least. Do we think Arike's staying? Arike's not staying, so that's what I do know. I gotta change my background again. I forgot to use this, the You Got Potential. Did y'all hear this song? Did y'all hear this song? Hey, thank you for joining live. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for being here. But exactly, Arike's at a Toronto tempo. C said Arike coming to Chicago. As long as Arike not wearing a Dallas Wing jersey next year, I really don't care. I really don't care where she goes. It said, yeah, and Papau's doing great in Atlanta. Papau's doing some good stuff, but isn't Papau a point guard? Isn't that the role that she plays, like, off the bench? Exactly. I forgot to use this as a background in one of my recent lives, so I did forget to use that. I did forget to use that, so I need to change the background. I had it on the same thing for way too long. But I guess that's kind of where I see the draft at this point. I mean, teams can surprise you. Some teams are lacking the international players. So, I mean, we'll see where they ended up going on the draft and everything. They said potential FC. Ciao. Said Pau can play the 1 or the 2. Okay. But I think a lot of these teams are going to try to bring back a lot of their core players. Like Atlanta, they're going to bring back Alicia. They're going to bring back Ryan. Jordan Canada, I'm sure they would try to bring her back. Bree Jones. So I think that they'll try to bring them back. Nas Hillman. I think they'll try to. I don't know. I just don't see them moving up for Flau'jae. I don't know. AZ gonna go number 1. All these other teams would love to have her, and well, that's too damn bad. Because they're not getting her. So I think Flau'jae is, the next best option, and I really don't see Flau'jae falling to below 4 at this time. Her jersey number. So we'll see what happens. But if I'm a player, I would not want to go to Chicago. I'm sorry. That's just, I feel for the players. And everything. I don't know. It's just a lot of these players, they want to go and they want to win. Like, if you don't want to win, like, it is what it is. But, like, these players want to go. They want to win a championship. They want to play meaningful basketball. They want to give something back to the fans. Bro, don't troll me, because y'all literally said anything. Y'all the ones who told me that UCLA was going to win it all. And we saw UCLA get their ass beat by Texas. So, yeah, like, I'm not taking that seriously. But what do you think Chicago should do? I think the owner should sell the team. I think that Tyler should get fired. And they should just basically gut the whole team. They should really just gut the whole team and everything. I think that Chicago, they put, what is it called? Like, they have a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths with the way that they treated Angel and, like, all those other things. So I think they got to make some changes. And everything. At the very least, sell the team. If you're not going to do that, then just dissolve it. Like, I don't know. It's just unfair what they're doing to the players. What are your thoughts on Gabby and the Stubba drama? That Gabby's right, of course. Also, I don't know if you guys listen to AZ's podcast, but AZ's podcast is great. I really enjoyed the episode with Gabby. I think that's one of my favorite episodes as well. The Sue Bird episode was really good too. They just did like an Ask Me Anything episode. So I listen every single week. So I'm glad that AZ has a podcast and that she's like sharing more of herself, like outside basketball and like in the game. So I really like her podcast. It said, honestly, with Kurt's decision making, I'm hesitant on him picking no brainer AZ number 1. Gino said that he didn't even call up about Paige, and he picked her at number 1. So I told you guys, Kurt just likes to set up a bunch of smoke screens, okay? He likes to, make you think he's going one way and he goes the other way. That's why he's doing PR for Enrique right now, so they can do a sign-in trade, They're trying to get the stock up. They're going to slide those All-Star highlights under the table for that All-Star game she got the MVP on, and they're going to do some PR. And they're going to take AZ. So just don't believe all the smoke and mirrors that Kurt's doing, guys. I told you guys, he just likes to lie for fun, He said that Chris was dealt a tough hand with the injuries. He fired a nigga anyway. Like, he never gave a fuck. Like, he's gonna do what's best. And that is taking AZ. Thank you guys for the likes. We have 3K likes on live. I appreciate it. They said, dissolve that poverty franchise. They said, I heard Shaq is thinking of buying the Chicago Sky. I'll believe it when I see it. They said, guys, Chicago's my city is amazing. However, Jeff and that organization is disgusting. Exactly. Jeff is just terrible. He cannot draft. He cannot draft at all. They haven't even paid for the new facility. They haven't. I did hear about that. Like, I just don't like what they're doing. And so honestly with Kurt, oh wait, I did read this one already. They said, I love the Geno episode. Oh yeah, that was a really good one as well. I really do enjoy her podcast. Ooh, they said 6-7 period. They said, love your take, agree 100%. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. But I think we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, honestly. Like, I'm just really excited to see how the rest of the college season is going to go and whose draft stock kind of rises, whose draft stock falls, and just, like, who the teams take. Because you could think a team is going to take a certain player all day, and then they're like, you know what? We're going to go with this other player, or, like, they trade the pick and everything. Like, Chicago, traded the pick for Ariel Atkins, and, that's what happened. Do you hope AZ Fudd goes to Dallas Wings? AZ Fudd will be a Dallas Wing. Trust. If you'll follow me on Twitter, y'all know I've been pushing this agenda. Literally, like, it was after page 35 piece. So I've been pushing this for a long time, and I knew that it was going to happen, and I told you guys we were going to get number 1, and I told you guys we're going to draft AZ. So, phase 1 has been completed, and we will be drafting AZ. So just don't let yourself get a heart attack over all of Kurt's smoke screens, Would Juju and Sarah potentially being in the same draft class, who do you think will go number 1? It really depends on what the team needs, if they need a guard or if they need a big. So yeah, but I don't really think that you can go wrong either way. I think they're 2 generational players, and teams are dying to get them and everything. So it really depends on what the team needs. It really depends on what the team needs and everything. But they're both fabulous players. Love them both, obviously. So it just really depends. That's kind of how I see it. And then I'm trying to figure out the next thing I had to talk about. I'm trying to find it. Okay. So the WNBA, they have agreed to extend the CBA negotiations through January 9th. Okay. And there has been some controversy with this because they're proposing a pre-draft combine for some reason, which makes no sense. And then if you don't go, then you would have your salaries reduced. This is something that's being proposed. It's not official, obviously. And it proposed removal of in-season team housing, lengthening season with training camp starting early as mid-March. And then I think something else as well. But it literally makes no sense to start it in mid-March for all these new rookies who are going to come in and everything as well. Like, Paige literally played all the way through the championship game. And so it was like the draft was a week after, camp was maybe 2 weeks after. So it's just not conducive to long-term success for the players, for the teams, and then just for the health of the players. I think ultimately, like I said, I personally think the season should be pushed back. At least to the beginning of June, maybe mid-June, just to give these players more time. Because, like, you play, like, deep in March Madness and everything, there's just going to be fatigue that takes on your body and everything. Like, you can literally do every single thing right in terms of your recovering all those other things, but you do need rest and everything as well. Exactly, it literally makes no sense. So I just think that they should push it back and everything to just give these players time to rest, time to get adjusted in regards to that, and then you're going to play more games. Last season was 44 games, and it's only going to increase because we got 2 new teams added up, and you play every team at least like 3 times, I believe. Okay, so that's like 6 more games, so it's like 50 games, and the games are just going to keep going up because we keep having more teams. I think you should be able to, like, they should space out the games more, and back-to-back shouldn't exist. But yeah, I think it's really nasty that they want to remove the in-team housing as well, and just all that other stuff. I think they're playing in the player's face. Like, I got a friend who's a lawyer, and she was basically telling me she doesn't like one of the recent proposals they had for, like, the max salary being $1 million, says that she thinks that it should be more than that and everything as well. And so, yeah, they're just really playing in the player's face recently, I felt. So, yeah. How far do you think LSU will go this season? Probably Elite 8, maybe the Final Four, It just depends on how they improve throughout the season. I think their defense needs a lot of work and everything, and they just got to clean up a lot. So we'll see how they look in March Madness, but I'm thinking Elite 8 or Final Four. That's how I'm seeing LSU right now. It said Dallas been posting I'll walk. Hopefully there is a way of saying the big situation is covered. I mean, I think we got to do multiple things to the big. I think having I'll walk back will be nice. People have asked me to do videos on her. I got to watch her tape. So I do want to watch her tape, and I do want to make a video on that as well. So that should hopefully be coming soon. I really don't know when, but that's something I would like to do as well. But I really wanted to be aggressive in making a trade for Andrew Reese. I feel like he's doing that. And then I wouldn't mind someone like a Bree Jones on a team or a Tina Charles. So I think we gotta have multiple options for our bigs and everything, because what we got right now with Leah and Louisa, no shade, it's not gonna cut it. So he gotta get some other people in free agency. Someone said I think Hannah will go top 10 in the draft. And someone's asked me where would she go. So yeah, probably in the top 10. No. Do you see UConn going back to back? Yeah, I think so. Like, all these other teams, they're just not moving me as much as UConn for the most part. I think, even though I like Texas a lot, for example, but I think UConn really hasn't beaten 3-point shooting. We got Sarah, we got AZ, who was an elite 3-point shooter as well. We got other people who can be great with a 3-point shot at times. So I just think 3-point shooting wise, we have them beat as far as I'm concerned. And so I think that's something that's huge, and just the discipline that UConn has played with for so long. And I don't know. I think UConn's going to take it. It's just a really well-rounded team and everything. We got some quirks and stuff to fix out, like I've already stated, but I mean, I'm taking UConn. Said if we get rid of Enrique, we can get a good post and throw the bag. Exactly. I really want Angel. So I think we should give up 1 or 2 of our 27 first rounders, Enrique. I was asking if Hannah's a lottery. I mean, probably. I mean, who's in her class? Isn't it going to be like her? Because she's 20 and 27, right? So she still has another year. So isn't it like her, Audie Crooks, Madison Booker? Yeah, who else is in her class? Like, she probably is. I mean, but I can only talk about the games I've seen. But probably. Oh, thank you for the Galaxy. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gift. I said, Kurt hikes Enrique a lot. I'm curious if you can actually tell the offense won't work. I think so. And one of my friends was telling me about how, with this new coach, like, the offense is going to run, like, a lot through the guards and everything. And that's really what he believes in and stuff. And just Enrique and Paige, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work if you've actually watched. So I feel like he knows that. And you go for a surefire thing. You go for someone with great three. Like, AZ's just a total package. Like, why wouldn't we take AZ? I don't know. But, that's what I will say in that regard as well. Do you think Audie Brooks' game will transition well to the W? I have to watch her tape. I have to watch it. Like, I've only seen her highlights, so maybe by the time I get to my next live, I'll see more. But I gotta check it out. So I don't want to speak on that right now. Respectfully, I forgot to talk about Corey Close. And is her name Janiyah Barker? This whole interaction, I thought that this was hilarious. Like, I genuinely did. I made this into a gift, so I thought that was hilarious. I did forget to have my hate segment. I think they said 20.7% of WNBA players have won a national championship. So shout out to them, and we know who isn't there. And then this was hilarious by Trendy. They said, question of the day, has your favorite player won a national championship? So I just thought that was hilarious. Okay. So I did want to say that. But I mean, what do you guys think of Audie Crooks? Oh, I forgot to show this. I was thinking about using this as the first photo, but I decided on Kelsey Mitchell. There's nothing in here. It's dead. Yeah, Trendy's hilarious. But Sydney Colson is literally so fun. Did you guys see that video of her talking about her stalker? That was literally hilarious. They said Iowa State versus Iowa might be an interesting game to watch. I'll definitely check that out. From what I heard and what I read, Iowa State's schedule is not that challenging. So, I don't know. It also is going to tweak my view of her as well. But I do want to take some time and just, watch some tape and see how I feel. They said, I think there's no actual defense being put up against Audie. It said how she stalked her own stalker. Yeah, that was literally hilarious. Like, she's hilarious. Like, her going out of her way to stalk her own stalker. That was peak. That was literally peak. So, I don't know. We got a lot coming up. I'm trying to think if there's any other teams I haven't really talked about. I talked about City and Norman. I have friends who are homosexual. I talked about... I won that one game that didn't move me, but I told you guys that Baylor doesn't move me. Duke, they couldn't keep up and sustain what they did in the beginning for the full game, so Duke doesn't move me at all. Ole Miss, that one game that I saw, I'll give it to Ole Miss in the sense that they can pull out these really close, the games where the other team gets down in front of them. That's kind of what happened with Memphis, and that's what happened in the other game I heard. So Ole Miss has a lot of grit, so I'll give them that at least. So maybe I'll watch more when I get to SEC play. I talked about LSU, talked about UConn. Talked about UCLA, talked about South Carolina. I'm trying to think if there's any other teams I haven't talked about. Oh, I haven't talked about NC State. Have you watched any NC State games? They're not doing well. Shout out to Trigger. Trigger, every single time I see her play, you know, she can play physical in the post. She can give you some good points. She can stretch the floor. So I think that Trigger has been doing some good stuff overall for NC State, and I do like her game. And then who else on NC State? I think it's wasn't it Zam Jones, Zoe Brooks? I feel like they had some good stuff in that game. It was the game they played against Oklahoma, so that's why I'm fresh on it. So those are some players I think stand out. Cadence, I don't know why he's still starting her. She's not good. I'm a UConn fan. I've seen it firsthand. That's why he plays her in garbage time. I was talking about Pierre. Didn't she have a good game as well? So shout out to her. So he has some decent players, but I don't know. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing them doing. One of my friends was telling me that their offense is just having everyone create their own shot. And child, that's what it looked like. And then defensively, they couldn't keep up. Like, I just always make they just make those critical mistakes. I talked about UCLA earlier. I said UCLA guards are looking okay. I don't trust them. They look okay until we get against good competition. And then it's just a mess. Like, in a Final Four situation, like, in a championship situation, like, I'm like, when it really matters, I just don't trust UCLA's guards. They're too inconsistent. Okay? People talk about UCLA going to win it all. No, they're not. They said NC State always crumbles in the second half, such forth. Yeah, and that's what they just couldn't get it together. They just kept making mistakes. I said, have you been watching USC? Not really. If Juju was playing, I probably would be, but she's not. Like I said, USC has Jazzy Davidson in a dream. Okay, done. That one game I saw, she was lining it up. Wasn't against Notre Dame, so I think she had good moments there. Kennedy Smith can have good defense at times. Jazzy Davidson, I think, is a decent player. Like I've said before, I think she can do some good stuff on both sides of the ball. I think her shot diet's horrible, and no shade, she has to get in the weight room and play with some more pace. And also, she has to develop handles. How are you a point guard and you don't have handles? Like, she got to limit the turnovers, from what I've personally seen. But I do like Jazzy Davidson for what it's worth. And I still don't think that Lindsey Gottlieb can coach. I've said that before, and I don't think that Corey Close can coach either. It said a lot of teams aren't moving me this season. Maybe it's too early into the season. I think a lot of these teams just aren't as good as advertised. Like, UCLA constantly gets advertised as such a good team, and then UCLA, when it matters, they don't get it done. Against Texas, they didn't get it done. You literally almost came all the way back, and you couldn't execute in the end. I don't know. I'm not seeing it for UCLA. Final Four predictions, like I said, Texas, UConn, Michigan, maybe UCLA, but I don't know. I don't really trust them. I really don't trust them. Maybe we could see South Carolina. Really depends. Unfortunately, they've had a lot of injury. LSU, I don't know. It's really just Texas, Michigan, and Texas that have moved me the most that I've seen. But I mean, we'll see. Teams can get hot at the right time. They said USC is not looking good this year. They are too clumsy, dribble too much. Exactly. They said, I'm sorry, but the season is giving lackluster from so many teams, and that's just me, exactly. I said, Lindsay is a Juju Glazer, wasn't good for anyone else. I think Juju is just one of those players where she doesn't need a whole lot of direction. Like, I feel like she's a self-motivator, a self-starter, so to speak, and she's a generational player. So I think you could drop Juju in pretty much any situation, and she would put up the same, if not better, numbers than she was doing at USC, okay? And so I think I think USC offense was just give Juju the ball and let her work, and everyone else hit shots when you need to, and like that was it. And we saw that Juju needed some help, which is why they got someone like a Jazzy Davidson. They're getting Sanaya Hall next year, so she'll have some more help soon, and we'll see how they do in terms of competing for a national championship. But Lindsey Gottlieb's X's and O's, like, I just don't think that she can coach. I really don't think that she can coach. Like, she just never moves me. She seems more of, like, a personality. Like, I don't know. She just never moves me. She never moves me. Like, her and Corey Close. I just don't think either of them can coach. And who was the one who transferred? Wasn't it Janiyah Barker or whatever? Who was the one who went from Corey Close to Lindsey Gottlieb? Was that her or was that somebody different? Because why would you do that? You went from bad coaching to bad coaching. It said Coach versus Khalees on UConn Insta, for real. Let me see, hold on. I'm trying to think of any other. Is there anything else that I haven't talked about? London, that was her. I'm sorry, London Jones. I be getting people mixed up. That's my bad. I apologize for that. No, because now I gotta see this. No, he kind of ate. He kind of ate. He wasn't really doing a whole lot, but he kind of ate. I was still going. But I love that they gave the people what they want. Wait, what's your thoughts on Raven Johnson? She don't move me. Like, some people were talking about lottery pick. I personally don't see it from what I've seen. Like if you see her averages and all that other stuff, she's just not getting enough points per game. Like, I'm sorry. Like, she be having 11 points a game, and they be talking about legacy game, and then in the same breath, they hate on AZ. You see how that doesn't make sense? You see how that doesn't make sense? Like, I'm sorry. Like, her offensive production's not getting it done. I think that she can do some good things on defense. I think that she can do some good stuff at facilitating. You got to be able to put up some production, especially to be a lottery pick. You got to give, well, at least 15 points per game. No, something like that. Something like that. I don't know. It said, but ain't that how Vandersloot is, though? I didn't really watch her in her prime. So, like, I personally can't really speak on Courtney Vandersloot's game. Honestly. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how the Chicago Sky did all that hating on Angel just to bring Courtney back for 1 to 2 years at most. Like, you see how stupid that is? You see how stupid this is? We're supposed to think about long-term success, long-term future. Her, Tessa, and Joyce. I think that Tessa and Joyce are way better, no shade. Like, Tessa be lighting it up. Tessa can get you 15 points a game. She's a 3-level scorer. She can shoot the ball consistently. Like I said, I think Raven is way better on defense than Tessa. Tessa's defense is terrible. So I will concede that point, and she can facilitate. Her scoring, her numbers aren't there. Okay? And I heard she's getting them up this year and everything. But no shade. Like, I'm sorry, like... it just gets to a point. Like, the propaganda from the South Carolina fans, y'all gotta start being more honest. Okay? And they may judge me for this, but I just don't care. We have access to the same tape. I'm personally not moved. Like, how is that a lot? If you like it, I love it. Like I said, Tessa a demon, though. Joyce Edwards, a great player. They got solid players. For sure. But, what is the other news that's been going on in the WNBA? I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything that's gone on recently, because I don't want to forget anything. Because that's the worst thing, is to go on live and then to talk about something. Olivia, I think she'll be a lottery pick for sure. She can get you probably like 15 points a game. And her defense is terrible, though. Some of the worst defense that I've seen personally. Like, she's just waiting for it to get back to the offensive possession. And it's just playing 4 and 5 on defense. She doesn't have great anticipation on defense. She literally blatantly fouls people because she doesn't know how to play defense without fouling as well. Like, she has terrible, terrible, terrible defense. I don't know, for me... Not my cup of tea to watch. Personally. You know, like, people can like who they like. Her game isn't my favorite to watch. And that's just me being honest and trying to be somewhat politically correct. But I think she can be a solid second option on a team. I think she can do some good stuff with her passing. I think people are kind of overrating her game. But that's what I think. I think she'll be a lottery pick. I think so. They said it's just a case of fans writing for the girl and objectivity goes out the window. I mean, I suppose, but people got to start being more honest on players in general, I feel like. Because some players, I see the PR they get and I see the actual performances and I'm just like, I don't get it. It said Tessa should come to UConn. We can glaze her better, bro. Exactly. I told one of my friends this, bro. That shooting guard position next year, bleak. Okay, we did get a commit. I think she plays point guard. I don't know if he's going to have her transition into shooting guard, which you would kind of think so because we already had KK, we have K9, we have Khalees. So maybe, that's what he's going to have her transition into. But Tessa at UConn, she would be such a demon. Like, I would love that. Who do you think is going first in the draft? AZ Fudd. AZ to Fudd to Minnesota is my hope, and it will not be happening. They said, no glaze, you actually need to apply for Dallas Wings commentator. I wish. It said, CP thinks, Charles, no, I thought she didn't say that. I mean, I don't know. Did you see Enrique in Dubai? Is that Project B? I don't know. I did hear that she went to Dubai recently, so I don't know if she's going to play for Project B. I mean, I haven't really spoken on Project B and some stuff about the CBA because, frankly, some of that stuff's just over my head with, like, all the logistics and all that other stuff, and I don't want to speak incorrectly. So that's why I haven't spoken on it, but I've heard of, like, Project B. It said, where can we watch the UConn game tomorrow without a TV? They said Project B is not in Dubai, so there you go. There's something called TV app. It's a website. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but my friends, that's how they watch all the games and stuff. Sometimes the servers kind of like overload and the game like messes up and everything. But try TV app, the website. But that is how you can watch it. So someone can comment that for me. Please do, because for some reason it doesn't let me comment on my own sections. It's a website. It's a website. So it's TV app. You can do playback too as well. The thing with playback is when people stream the games are usually talking over it. But if you hit, I think, the volume button, you can like mute the stage. So you can mute the people that are talking, and then it's just the actual game. Sometimes the quality be wonky as well. But you could try playback, or you could try the TV app. You could also try YouTube. They do live stream the games on YouTube as well. So there's a lot of ways to watch it. A lot of people stream. Some people stream on here and everything. So you guys can definitely try those ways for the games. Like usually if you just type up the game on YouTube, you can find it. But it also depends on who's playing. It depends how they're streaming the game, because some streaming sites are really hard to come by. Do you think UConn gonna win the championship this year? 100%. They said, I know a lot of big stars are free agents this year. I wonder where everyone is going to go. I really do as well. I really do as well. You know, you think some players may stay, but maybe they just want a new situation. Maybe it's just with where they're at in their life personally. Maybe it's a coaching thing. So I really wonder, like, who's going to stay where, who's going to go. Yeah, bleak is facts, exactly. But yeah, I don't think that she said that. TV, did you use, I never played basketball. I should have though. It might be free in Peacock tomorrow. I'm not sure. Not everyone has Peacock though. Money will be a team breaker next season. I think the players should get paid what they're worth. Like, I don't know. It's just so dumb that the CBA negotiations are even going on still, because like, no, you can't watch the games without players playing in them. You know, like we watch the game for the players. At least I do, you know? And so it's nothing without the players. So like them dragging it on, I just don't necessarily get that. Okay. But that's just me. Like, I don't know. I just, it's really disrespectful what they're doing to the players, talking about moving training camp up for some reason and taking away things like housing. Like, why would you do that to these players? Why would you do that to these players and everything? Like, I don't know. I think the players are going to get what they want in the end. I think that they're dragging it. What is it called? The powers that be above the players. I think that they're dragging it. But I think the players are going to get what they want. But it shouldn't be taking this long, is my point. It said the WNBA just pushing luck, in a sense of what? Subert said this is usually how CBA goes, apparently. This long? Because they've extended it, what, 2 or 3 times already and everything? So, I don't know. I think the players deserve their money. Like, it makes no sense to me that the players don't get any cut of their jersey sales at all. Like, I bought a Paige jersey, she sees none of that. I bought an Angel jersey, she sees none of that. Yes, it was longer last time. How long did it take to get the last one done? Because they got to get this done before the draft. It said, I missed what today is in a W. What is it, please? What do you mean by that? Can you explain? Why is Sydney in the background? I just joined. Because I forget. I think she came up on like my For You or something like that, and I was looking for a photo to use as a background. So I did just find it. So there's really no reason for this. We haven't really talked about it much. No shade. Into February. Yeah, they gotta get this done before the draft. They gotta get this done before the draft, and I think they will at this point. But yeah, this is like, she didn't do anything specifically. I always do this thing where I have like certain photos of players or whatever that I'll use as the background. Like usually when I start, like I'll find a photo of like an old player's tunnel fit. Like when Skylar did that sponsorship with, what that milk company, like I did that as the background, NECA as the background. Like, so, like I always do that to start. And then sometimes I find other random photos that I use. So it doesn't really have a meaning. Oh, the WNBA posting about Angel. Okay, period. Let me retweet. Oh, yeah, but they said, I need an expansion draft to happen. Like, I wonder what players teams are not going to protect and everything. Every team should protect, you know, like, how many players are they going to get to protect? Is it 5? Is it 6 players? I feel like every team kind of knows who they're going to protect, but some players, I think they should just let walk. If you're serious about winning a chip, like, there's just certain moves you got to make to get it done. One of my friends was telling me, like, the Lynx, like, they got to get the chip in the next year or two. Like, it has to be a win-now mentality. It really does, and I think that Cheryl's just got to, you know, bite the bullet in free agency. Do you think they'll core Rike or let her walk for free? I think we'll probably core her, to be honest. But I heard that she gets a say in where she gets traded to, which at this point I really don't mind. As long as Rike is not a Dallas man next season, I really don't care where she goes to. But yeah, I would assume like you have to get some value for her. You have to get some value, at least the first round pick or two, or a player or whatever. Like I really don't think that they would just let her walk personally. But that's how I see it. I don't know. Kurt always tries to do right by the players. He sent Dejanay to the Lynx. He sent List to the Aces. So, oh yeah, I forgot AmeriCup happened, but our AmeriCup team is the champions. So it's like Veronica Burton, Shakira Austin, I believe, Naz Hillman, Alicia Gray. So they are the AmeriCup champions. So congratulations to them for that achievement. I'm just looking at the WNBA page because I'm trying not to forget anything that that I really want to talk about. But do you guys what do you guys think about like player signature shoes or brands that players are signed to? Like, who do you want to see have a signature shoe signed next? I guess we could discuss this. Page, hopefully next year. But yeah, the thing with the signature shoe, and people have said this, is that what is it called? It takes years to design it because you're designing it from scratch and everything. Like, they have player editions of shoes. Like, Juju had something, player edition of, like, a GT Cut 3 Turbo. So she gets to pick, like, the colors and some of the other details. But, like, the mold of the shoe has already been made, you know? Versus for actual, like, like Sabrina's shoe, for example, she made that from scratch. Like, literally everything. Like, they collaborated on that. I mean, so I'm hoping Paige's shoe comes out in 2026. I'm really hoping for that. We know Angel's signature shoe has been released. You got Asia Wilson, Sabrina. So I'm hoping we get more signature shoes. For sure. So I think that'll be super exciting. But I'm just trying to find. It said, did you hear about Steph Curry leaving Under Armour last straw, being not signing AZ Hashimoto? Yeah, I talked about that earlier. And yeah, I think it was multiple things. But I'm sure that was like part of the reasons. And yeah, I don't know, like why, like it's a blessing and a curse because like they definitely should have signed her and everything, but no shade, Under Armour stuff, like we not feeling it. Hopefully AZ signs with Air Jordan, hopefully. But we're going to see. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. Paige was named to the Forbes 30 under 30 list. Okay. So that is an achievement for Paige that I completely forgot to talk about as well. I forgot Paige went to the Cowboys games too, child. NFL a mess right now. I don't know if y'all watch NFL. I won't talk about it because we're not here to talk about that, but it's a mess. Just know that. I'm trying to think about anything else to talk about. I mean, let me know, guys. Let me know. I always be trying to keep it fresh with you guys and always find stuff to talk about, but I forget certain players or certain events. It said, why did I see a post? Because people lie. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we have access to the same games. And, like, you're literally just going to make stuff up. Like, okay. Yeah, I saw Sarah Simon Jordan. I did talk about that in my last live. I don't remember when I did my last live. I be trying to do these like once a week or like once every 2 weeks. It just depends on like the games that happen and all the other topics that I have to talk about. Because I thought about going live a couple days ago, but then I checked the last time I went live and then it was like 4 days ago. And I was like, well, I just went live. So I wanted to have some time for the topics to develop so that I would have more to talk about. Oh, I didn't know Olivia Miles had a triple-double today. 15 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Hey, there you go. 3 steals, 3 of 5 3-pointers made, 5 of 8 field goals. Okay. So she had a triple-double today. Sue Bird's getting her jersey retired. I forgot to talk about this, but she will be getting her jersey retired at this upcoming game at DePaul for UConn. So that's something for Sue Bird. I mean, you guys can let me know your thoughts on her game down below in the comments. That was before my time. No shade. And everything. Like, I was really young when she was kind of in her prime. And I didn't watch women's basketball, like when she was getting ready to retire and everything. But Sue Bird will be getting her jersey retired. So congratulations to her for this achievement. The first triple-double for the program since 2011. That's huge. I love a good trip dub. I do. And it was. When Sue was in her prime at UConn, I was like 2 or 3. I'm 25. I just turned 25. So I missed that. No shade. But I do believe in knowing my history, no Michael Jackson. So I need to go back and watch some more old games and everything. Like, I just really enjoy, like, everything that I'm into, every sports, whatever. I really like to do my deep dive. I really like to do my research. Like, I really believe in that. Like, all my video, like, I like to take my time into that. So I want to see some of, like, her best games and stuff, and, like, DT's best games. Because, like, I've seen highlights. I've watched their documentary. But, like, it's not the same as, like, watching a full game. And, like, I've, heard stuff, but I really like to see that as well. AZ did her press conference for UConn today, when she talks to the media, so you guys can check that out as well. I don't really, like, I think she said she admires Sue Bird a lot and everything, and that she, apparently Gino praised her on-ball defense or something like that, and she's like, where can I see that as well? Gino talked for 25 minutes, kind of about the state of UConn right now. Who else did media? A couple people did media today. Blanca did media, I think Ashton Shea did media, so they had media today. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Y'all got anything else? Y'all got any other questions for me? Because I really want to keep going. It's just, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Let me see if I have anything else saved that I wanted to discuss today. Because I be forgetting. Okay. So, when do you think Gino's going to retire? After Sarah Strong leaves. That's what I think. Here's my other social media in case you guys were interested. This is my Twitter account at the Anastasia25. I like to live tweet stuff, so you guys can follow me on Twitter if you wish. And I am on YouTube as well, Anastasia25. So all of my reviews and videos that you see here will also be uploaded onto my YouTube channel. So if you guys wanted to see everything else, then you guys can check it out. I try to be consistent with both of those. I do enjoy Twitter a lot and giving some live thoughts as well. And then YouTube, if you wanted to see any, like this live, if you just joined like 5 minutes ago, this live will be on YouTube. Probably in 2 days from now or the next, like it depends. I gotta rewatch the entire thing. And when I do be rewatching the entire thing, sometimes like when I talk, it like puts it out of like my mouth and the way that it's moving and the words I'm speaking is not synced up. So like I have to fix it sometimes or edit stuff out or whatever. So like the next day or two, this live will be on YouTube. So that's my other socials. If you guys did want to follow me, I realize I don't promote them enough. So I always try to share them just in case, because you never know. But I feel like I had something else I wanted to talk about today, but I don't even remember what it is. So now I'm frustrated. It gets to a point. I don't know if I shared this, but this is a mock-up someone made of AZ in a Dallas Wings jersey. But I don't know if I even shared this. Have you seen Liv McGill from UF? I haven't. This is unrelated, but I did see a little bit of Clara Strack playing for Kentucky. I think she's a good player from what I've seen, but I need to have more. But statement. Can you recomment it? I don't think I saw it. Do you think the Storm will keep Nika? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to protect her or not, because the way I'm seeing it with the Storm next year, I don't think that they're going to... I don't think Skylar or NECA will be there next year, because I really feel that they want to get younger. I think Gabby's 28, 29-ish. So I think Gabby's going to stay. And then you obviously have... I think Jordan Horson's going to be coming back from an injury. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. Did I say Dom yet? So they have a couple players. That they'll bring back. Nika, I don't know if they're going to protect her. They may let her go to the expansion draft and everything. I don't know. Maybe like a Kate Morin situation, but I think Nika could be a decent bench player in the W and everything. It just depends on the opportunity. I mean, what about Michaela Blix-Vandy? I haven't seen her play. My friend told me she's just inefficient. That's what I know, but I don't really know anything about her game specifically. I'll say that. Ciao. But yeah, recomment your statement, because I don't think that I saw it. USA roster for next year. For FIBA or whatever? I thought it was just going to be the heavy hitters, like a lot of people you see at the Olympics. Like, I mean, it depends on who wants to opt in and who doesn't. But like Paige, Angel, AZ, Sarah. Well, AZ will be in the league. Sarah's still going to be in college, so I don't know if she's able to Yeah, I don't know. I think I can't see it. Yeah, if you comment on my YouTube, I'll try to get to it. I always try to read my comments. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like usually if it's a filter, like you can see it through it, but maybe if it's certain words it blocks it or something. I don't know. But I can't see it. But Asia, Fee, Stewie, At. I mean, I don't know. So like the people you expect to be there. Are we adding or keeping what we have? I mean, wasn't the roster just revealed recently? So I feel like we may add a couple players, but most of the core players that we keep, like not like, and then you're gonna have to think about the rotations and all that stuff. So I think we'll add a couple players because I don't think HFE or Stewie were there, but like I think they'll be there, you know. And then some people are saying some of the heavy hitters don't want to participate in that, but I find it hard to believe that they like. Yeah, yeah. So I like, it's just one like, aren't they gonna have multiple camps? No, that's what I would think. But hey, I think we're gonna have a lot of like the people that you would expect to be there. Like ultimately, when it comes to these games, will be there. Like they may miss practices for certain reasons. Maybe they have other obligations. Maybe they have injuries. But you know, like it would be hard for me to believe no Fee Asia still like that would be really hard for me to believe. But like most of the players that we've seen on there will be there if that makes sense. But yeah, I really wonder what Juju's gonna do. I really wonder if Juju's gonna stay another year in college, and be in a 2028 draft, or if she's gonna, just take next year and then do that. Because I've heard her say if she could have left after her first year, she would have. Like that's what people told me, but maybe not. I mean, who knows? Let me see if I have anything else. Like, oh, I'm really struggling for topics. Yeah, we will be drafting another guard. Like Paige is all we got in our backcourt. Like that's gonna be consistent because Enrique was not consistent this year. So why, like, just giving, like, it makes no sense to run it back for another year when that was part of the problem. Okay, I'm not gonna try to imply that she was the only problem we had in Dallas because we had multiple problems, but she wasn't consistent. And Grace Berger, I mean, some of the worst guard play you'll see in this league. So there was that. Serena Sunday, I think she only played like one game with us. JJ, she wasn't cutting it. Zaza, I think she can be good off the bench. But I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not expecting, I don't know. I'm not expecting her to like be a huge piece for us for a championship. I guess I'll put it that way. Like I think she can have some sauce off the bench. I'm not expecting her to be in a starting lineup. Like AZ, I just don't know why you wouldn't pick her. Are we going to slide and trade Enrique? I think so. Who has the second pick? Minnesota Lynx. I think Minnesota Lynx is going to take Lauren Betts. So, I said, I'm sorry, MHA is not moving me at all. She didn't move me either, bro. People doing PR for MHA, I was really confused by that personally. I just don't know why you would do that, but hey. She definitely needs to go. Dallas needs to keep Paige, Maddie, what is it called? Amy was a demon last year. We could keep Zaza. Sign and trade Enrique. I would like if we kept Ty Harris, I wouldn't mind, but if she went, I wouldn't mind. Like I'm kind of indifferent. JJ gotta go, no shade. MHA gotta go. Enrique, like I said, sign and trade. I'm trying to think who else. Lee, I always forget about Lee and Louisa, so we'll probably keep one of them. I don't know if we're gonna keep both of them. I don't know. I have my problems with both of them. Haley, she can go, no shade. Like, I'm sorry. I'd rather have Amy at this point. So saw this comment about Kurt being chronically online, so I'm sure he's seen everything Enrique Treyman. Yeah, he has seen everything. He even basically said, like, oh, people want me to draft a certain player, so their player falls, basically. But I'm not going to do that. AKA, people want me to draft Alba Fam or somebody else, because, so AZ can fall, and that's not going to happen. Like, he basically said that. He went to his first game recently. AZ played, and I'm sure he catches them on TV. Jose was at the game. Like, I don't know. Like, I forgot to say this, but I was talking to my friends, what is it called? And I feel like Cheryl Reeve and Kurt Miller had a conversation. Like, I feel like they got on the phone and Cheryl was like, "You take it, AZ?" He was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm taking Lauren Bett." And then that was it. Like, I like, these coaches are trying to tell you something, guys. Like, Cheryl Reeve has went to what, 2 or 3 Lauren Betts games already. I think she had her scout come to AZ's game, or she may have seen AZ play once this year and everything. Like, if people keep going to the same games of one player, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That they're going to take them. That they're going to take them. And I'm pretty sure Cheryl said that she's focused on, college right now and all that other stuff. I'm sure they have some of their other scouts, doing their due diligence and watching the tape of the players, and that are doing that in their own time. But when you physically going to one player's games multiple times and everything, or having the attention to do that, Kurt tried to go, to 2 of AZ's games, and unfortunately got canceled. They said Kurt has been to Spain too. Wasn't he going to visit Awak? Wasn't Awak there? That's what he was going to do. He said, "Let me kill 2 birds with 1 stone." That's what Kurt was doing over there. That was a smoke screen, if anything. Like, that literally means nothing. I'm sorry. Like, he took a trip and he happened to see 2 games, and those 2 games were not good. So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. He would try to go to the Michigan game to see AZ. His flight got canceled. Then he tried to go to another game and his flight got canceled. I thought that's what he was going to do. No, I thought that's what he was going to do. I thought that's why he was taking trips to visit Awak. No, I thought that's what he was doing. Regardless, let's say that trip wasn't to visit Awak. I still think that that's a smokescreen anyway. Personally. I don't know. Like I said, Awak fam not a number 1 pick. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Like, it's just, Lou, see? 2 birds with 1 stone. 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm telling you right now. I may have some of the logistics wrong or whatever, but the intention is there. I know what he's going to do. He can fool the rest of you guys with all of his smoke screens and his trips and the things that he says. But at the end of the day, I just don't think that's going to happen. It said it could be a smoke screen. Either way, he has to see her play. I mean, I suppose, but what other games has Cheryl Reeve been to this season outside of Lauren Betts? She may have seen 1 AZ game. She may have sent her scouts to that game. I don't know. I think that, exactly, he tried multiple times to come, and then his flight got canceled. So, I don't know. That's telling me something. There's a difference between taking 1 trip to see 2 games and going out of your way to see multiple games. And, just the way that he talks about AZ as well, talks about what his team needs. He compliments her shooting and everything. I don't know. I really don't think Awa fams on his radar like that. He saw what he needed to see, and then he left. He working on getting an all-walk back. Like I said, I think he's going to pursue Angel in free agency. Well, not free agency, but he's going to try to get a trade for Angel. Maybe talk to, like I said, a Bree Jones, a Tina Charles. He knows that this is what we need to do, okay? And, all these people talking, too, about Alwa makes no sense because, like I said, she should go to a situation where she's not expected to be a top contributor right away and develop into that. Kurt said from his own mouth he doesn't want to be in the lottery again next year. So he's going to pick a surefire thing at number 1. That's what you do at number 1. You pick somebody who's already putting up elite production, who has great numbers, who has skill sets that are going to, translate and everything. Of course, there's, what is it called? The adjustment you have to make when you get to the W and everything. But AZ is going to be great. AZ is going to be great in that first year and everything. You got to pick a surefire thing at number 1, okay? He was, everything he did last year or whatever. He did what he had to do to tank, and now that tank is over. And so, therefore, he going to pick a sure thing in AZ at number 1. He going to get some people in free agency and in the trenches, and he going to build around Paige. That's what he's going to do. And he's been very clear in that in the way that he talks about this young core. Last year, even, he stressed, we don't have a player that was 30. All of our players were under 30 last year. Olivia's not going number 1. It makes no sense for her to take Olivia at number 1 when we have Paige. Why would we take Olivia when we have Paige and Paige is better than Olivia? Paige is our marquee player. And people, I saw that people say this, oh, Paige playing off ball. Can we stop with this whole Paige playing off ball gimmick? Is it something that Paige can do well? 100%. But Paige is a point guard. Okay? And those coaches got to pay for having Paige play off ball and people thinking she's not. That's what she does best. We saw what happened when other players tried ultimately to run the offense. It was domestic terrorism. I haven't said that in a long time. That Paige is a point guard. That's what she does best. Like Olivia Miles, like nobody was hungry for that. Nobody was hungry for that. Like I said, I think she'll be like 3 or like number 5. I think she'll be a lottery pick. But to say number 1, no. Especially do we watch these games, guys? Our defense has to get better. AZ's already gonna help us with that. She's gonna help us on both sides of the ball. A team player, somebody who wants to win. Her and Paige have played well together before. So we see everything AZ could do, and y'all said Olivia Miles number 1. It gets to a point, guys. We have access to the same tape. Like, I just don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. And I just think that that's foolish to float. Truly. Exactly. Olivia Miles number 1. Like, come on, guys. Like, really? Like, exactly. The defense is non-existent. Like, this is what we're saying. Words mean things. Like, I mean, and I would also love for you guys to tell me in the comments down below, you know, where do you think everyone should go in the draft and everything? Like, all these people saying that these other players should go above AZ, and you guys aren't even giving reasons as to why. Because these players aren't better than AZ, that's for sure. That's for sure. Like, what do they do consistently better than AZ? I'm not seeing that. Like, people call me, like, all these names for saying AZ is going to be number 1. Like you watch the rest of this draft class and then compare it to AZ. It's a drop off. Is what it is. Like, exactly. AZ number 1 for sure. Exactly. Like, yeah, they always move the goalposts for AZ. They always move the goalposts for AZ, bro. Like, it literally, like, it doesn't matter what AZ does. Like, people who don't like her, they're just gonna keep making up stuff, and it genuinely just gets to a point. It gets to a point. You can't deny this demon. You can't deny this demon and what she's doing right now. It said insane of Kurt to pass the ball on that, and he won't. He's just putting out a like he can't outwardly say, "Oh, we're gonna take AZ at number 1," and I'm just going to these other games just cause. He can't say that. Cheryl Reeve can't say that. These GMs can't say that. But they know that. They know that. They telling their team that. They gotta go see the games. They gotta go see the games and everything. They gotta make something shake and everything. They gotta make some appearances. But them physically going to the games and they're doing, what is it called? They're doing their research on the tape and everything, and they're having people look at the tape for them. Like, they've come to the decision and everything. And I'm sure the GMs are also looking as well to see, what is it called, if they don't get this player, then who else is going to, you know, fall to me at this point, which Kurt doesn't have to do because he's number 1. So he already knows who he's taking. It's really a done deal at this point. My friend said Curtis just following protocol. He made sure I know who they're taking. Exactly what I said. Like I said, they got on the phone, said who they were taking, said bet. I'm telling y'all, Lauren will be going to Minnesota. So don't be surprised. You heard it here first. Someone said AZ number 1, Lauren number 2, Flage number 3, number 4. They want a shooter. Gianna Neepkins, Olivia Miles, number 5, 6 Awa. I could see that. I could definitely see that. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm actually not mad at this draft board. I don't know. I think a lot of people's draft boards just doesn't make a lot of sense. They said, where do you think Awa's going? I think Awa could go to one of the expansion teams, to a Toronto Tempo, to a Portland Fire. So she could go there. She could go at the end of the first round. She could go in the second round. I don't know. I don't think Awa fam is a lottery pick. And I told you guys why. So it's multiple things. But I'm certainly not seeing a lottery pick out of Ball fan personally. I really don't see that. They said because I watched the games. Exactly. People make these draft boards out of thin air. People walk like out of literally thin air and everything. Like, you gotta watch the games and you gotta understand what a team needs. People saying Olivia would come to Dallas. It's like, have you not watched Dallas at all? Have you not watched Paige at all? Like, why would you say that? We need a point guard when we already have a point guard. That literally just makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. Okay. Like, AZ ceiling is literally sky high. What she can do. Like, there's no way I would take Olivia Miles over AZ. No shade. If there was ever a situation when we didn't get AZ, which we will. This is hypothetical, okay? Because you guys know I believe in that, and that will be happening. Then I would rather have Flage. Like, genuinely. Flage is a great player. I think AZ is better, personally. And the tape don't lie. But I would rather have Flage. But we're going to get AZ anyway, so it don't matter. They said, how about AZ killing the NIL sales month after over college football? Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's great. So there's a bunch of stat watchers out there, and that's stupid, and it's so dumb to just like look at the stats. It's so dumb to look at the stats, okay, and just go off of that, bro. And I got called that, and I got called that. I'm like, okay. Like, I actually watched the games. You know? I can look at a stat like Olivia, oh, she had a trip dub. And I'm like, that's cool, you know? And I can have that moment and everything. But I be watching the games. Because if you watch enough basketball, if you watch enough football or any sport, the box score is never indicative of a whole game, okay? You look at that Utah game, AZ only had 8 shots because they weren't getting her the ball enough. Okay? So it's an entire thing of how is the defense playing you? What are the shots that you're getting from your team and everything as well? It could maybe be a scheme thing or a coaching thing. Maybe that player isn't feeling well. Maybe that player is injured. There's multiple things in going. You can't just judge box score, because that's what they were trying to do with AZ. And Flage's numbers and everything. This past year, whenever AZ was literally injured, she was coming back from a torn ACL. And then, so she missed, the first 4 games of the year. And then she got hurt again in the year. And so that's like, even when people talk about AZ's other numbers, she's literally, I think this is her first healthy season at UConn. I'm pretty sure she's had injuries every single year. And I think someone said that, and I might have responded to that comment wrong one day, but she's literally had injuries every single year. So you can't compare that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really disingenuous and everything. Like, you have to watch the games. Anybody knows AZ Flood when healthy, she's number one. There's no question about that. What team are we going to? Maybe one of the expansion teams are lower in the first round, or maybe at the top of the second round, but I don't think she's a lottery pick, personally, after watching the tape. And, I don't know. These Awa fam shooters, child, it gets to a point. I can see the Mystics taking her. Latson's going to be available. Why won't you just take Latson? I just don't get it. Like you could take Latson, you could take Flage. You could take those players. I think that they would do better things. Like, the Mystics, it's going to take them a couple years to win. You know, there's some pieces away from getting a championship and everything. But it just doesn't make sense for them to do that. You got Tanai Latson. You got Flage, who may be there. That's what I'm doing. They can try to trade a couple of their picks and come number 1. But we know that's not happening. Maybe they can make something shake with Cheryl Reeve. Maybe Cheryl Reeve would be willing to trade down. And, whatever, maybe they got their eyes on somebody different. I don't know. I saw a mock draft for Lauren Betts going at number 4. I don't think Lauren Betts will be number 4. I don't know. Like I said, I think Cheryl's like, if I can just, get her on my team, get my hands on her, like, I think she knows she can do great things with Lauren Betts. Like, I really do. Like, and the entire thing with, like, the people that Cheryl's going to take is, we have to understand first that Cheryl's system is about defense. It's about defense, okay? You can't play good defense. Cheryl Reeve, not going to take you. At the very least, you have to try. That's what her system is built off of. So she wants to get players who are already going to fit well in her system. That's why it would make no sense for Flage to go number 2. Like, Flage is a great player. It's just the way that she plays in Cheryl Reeve's system, it's 2 different things. So that's why it would make no sense for her to take Flage, even though Flage is a great player. It makes way more sense to play Lauren Betts, because I think Lauren Betts, the way that she plays, it's going to help Cheryl, like, it's more conducive to Cheryl Reeve's system. So you got to look at the system that they're going to run, the coaches that they have, the assistant coaches, the pre-existing players that they already have there, and how they're going to play. Like, it's a lot of dynamics in terms of, like, who is going to go where, and also what the team needs. Like, people, it's so many different things that go into the draft, to be honest. People literally just say anything, like literally, like, it just, that's why I can't take certain people's opinions seriously. That's what I'm gonna say. It said number 1, AZ Olivia. Olivia's not going number 1. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They said number 2, Best. Number 3, number 4. I was not going number 4. Number 5, Flage. Why would Albo fam go before Flage? That doesn't even make sense. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why would she go before Flage? No. This whole list was a mess. No. It said it all really depends on free agency. It does, because some teams, you could think that they're keeping certain players, and then that player wants to leave for whatever reason, okay? We only know what we see on the court. We don't know what going in the locker room. We don't know, like, it could also be a personal thing, too. Kelsey Plum said she wanted to leave the Aces and everything because she felt like the 4th option at times and everything, and just wasn't happy with how she was being utilized. And also, she wanted to go back home. So that's why she personally wanted to do the trade. So sometimes it can be like, I don't like how I personally fit in this offense or whatever. It can be a coaching thing. It can be multiple reasons why players want to up and go. And there could be some stuff brewing that we don't know, that players haven't necessarily spoke on, until they get to that stage and everything. So teams, like, that's why someone asked me, like, who's going to win the chip? And I'm like, I don't know. Because this whole new CBA, like, most people are free agents. So these teams are going to look different. Some teams are just a piece or two away from being a championship contender. Really. So I don't know. And, like people said, what is it called? This whole thing, like, with us wanting to take AZ at number 1, we never said we're just AZ away from getting to the championship. We need multiple things. We need bigs, but there's going to be a lot of great bigs in free agency, and Paige is going to be recruiting as well as Kurt. Okay, so we need bigs to get in free agency as well. We have to fix our bench, because I felt we had one of the worst benches in the WNBA in the production that we were getting from our bench consistently. And you need your bench to literally just, be decent until the starters can come back in and for rest and all those other things. You don't need your bench to hurt you, which I feel like our bench kind of did to us. So we got multiple problems. On this team. We never said it's just AZ and then boom, championship. We got multiple things to fix. Believe that. And we've said that. But people are dense. These days. Like, it was a terrible bench. Like, so, yeah, exactly. Grace being a starter was rage bait. Like, what the hell was he thinking? They said, a lot will be said if Kurt protects Awak. I mean, we'll see. I really don't get the Awak fan propaganda. And I told you guys that. Like, I talked about the tape. They said, all I know is that I can just not have Grace Berger or MHA back in the wings. I can handle it. Grace Berger won't be back. I promise you. They said, thoughts on the Sparks. I said this before, but the Sparks defense was the thing that really stuck out to me. Okay, because their offense was putting like 86 points per game up. Okay, their offense was doing their job for the most part, but the defense, they were just terrible. They couldn't defend anybody. They really couldn't defend anybody, and it showed through every single time. And that's why you lose. When you put up 86 points, but you give up 88, you're not gonna win. And like I said, it falls back on coaching. Okay, Kelsey Plum said in the season that they couldn't defend. De'Erica Hamby said in the season that they couldn't defend. Okay, so why are we not getting a coach who is going to, I guess more so hold them accountable and have techniques and have a system that's going to have them be effective on the defensive side of the ball, okay? They have Latricia Trammell, but, I mean, the defense still wasn't cooking, and she was like an assistant coach. It's just different. Lynn Roberts just cannot coach. She cannot coach. I'm sorry. Like, I think that they should run their offense mainly through, like, Rikia, but the defense is terrible. The defense was just terrible across the board. Cambring can get in foul trouble at times. Rikia defense is really non-existent. Kelsey tries, but her defense really doesn't move me. And also Julie Allemon. Julie Allemon really couldn't score like that. Okay. So no shade. I think Julie Allemon gotta go. Okay. Like I said, to be a starter of the W, at least 10 points a game. And I say that in college too. And people literally act like I'm insane for saying that. But I'm sorry. That's part of the reason. I think it's, they got to make some roster changes and stuff. I think that they could have a better bench, and I think that they got to get a better coach to get their defense up, because their defense was some of the worst in the WNBA that season. And they were one of the best teams to not make the playoffs. Like, their offense was that good, but their defense was that bad. And then at the end, it just kind of fell apart. It was just a mess. But I thought that they were fun. I had a lot of fun watching the Sparks, and I'm definitely going to catch some games this next season, but I think they got some changes to make. But you guys know I do like Kelsey Plum. And I think Rikia was fun. They got some good people. It's just, we got to make something shake. Yeah. It says Jazzy should not go to the wings. Well, who was floating that? They said free agency will bring folks to Dallas 100%. Yeah, the bench was horrible. Exactly. I read the Grace comments. That's her average. Yeah, it was crazy. They said those Sparks versus Storm matchups were intense. I think I saw the end of one. I don't think I saw the full matchup and everything. I thought that our matchups against the Sparks were really fun, because both of our teams were terrible defensively, so it was really just a shootout. That last game, they kind of beat our ass, unfortunately. The other games that Paige played were close. I didn't see the first one because Paige didn't play, and then the other two games that Paige played, it literally came down to like the last shot pretty much. Like, they were pretty close. So I think that that's going to be a really fun matchup to look forward to
for years to come and everything. But I'm just excited to see how we get better and just how the teams in the league get better. But coaching is a fundamental part of success. You can have all the right players, but if you don't have the right coach, the team is not going anywhere. It's about setting a culture in the locker room. It's about X's and O's. It's about, setting a standard and holding the players accountable for that standard as well. It's just a lot of things that go into coaching, challenges, timeouts, the rotations. It's a lot that goes into coaching that people don't talk about. Coaching is so important. I said LSU. What about LSU? They need height. Dallas, yeah, we need people who know what to do with their height. Okay, you can be 7 feet tall. If you don't know how to defend without fouling, if you don't know how to hold your own in the post from an offensive perspective, on a defensive perspective, then it doesn't matter. You got to be able to hold on your own. Okay, a lot of these people got to get in the weight room. No shade. It's a different kind of physicality in the W, I fear. So yeah, like that's kind of how I see it. Like you got to be able to do something with your height. Like if you tall and you slow, it's just not gonna work. You got to be able to get back fast in transition. You have to be able to hold your own in the post. You have to be able to have quick reflexes. You have to be able to have those things. Being tall and being able to do nothing with your height, I've seen that multiple times. That don't move me. You got to be able to do something with it. Okay. Someone said Dallas had 6'7", 2 of them, and it didn't matter. Exactly. It said, I'm just glad Awak is coming back. Hopefully it can work out for her this time around. I hope so too. I gotta see it, but I don't know. I think Kurt would be smart enough to not have his eggs in one basket. And we need multiple post players, I believe. Leah Louisa, let's come off the bench. Let's come off the bench. That's how I'm seeing it, guys. That's how I'm seeing it right now. Louisa, y'all know how I feel about Lee. They should come off the bench. And I don't know. I'm really curious to see the staff that Jose is gonna bring in and everything. But yeah, I think the things that we needed to improve on most last year, if I had to pick two things, I would say our defense and our 3-point shooting, which AZ is gonna help with a lot, and we're gonna have other players to help us with those two things as well. So I'm really excited to see how Jose runs his system, offensive wise. Like I said, my friend was telling me that it's really guard heavy, and his defense as well. Someone said, yeah, I love Louisa and Lee. We must protect them or win and get Lee to sign back. You feel way more strongly about them than I do. I think they should come off the bench at best, but that's just me. I know what I saw. It said, is Arike getting traded because AZ's getting drafted? I think we're going to slide and trade Arike. I do. I'm just not seeing another year of Parike hoops. I'm really not. I don't know I don't know why people want to see another year of that. It's already been proven to us that it doesn't work. So I just think that he's going to cut his losses. Who do you want off the bench? You want Arike off the bench? If that's what you're saying, it's not going to happen. They said Arike has 7 years this time exactly. It said, can the Wings make the playoffs? I think we can. Like I said, we got multiple changes to make. Lee and Louisa exactly on the same page. I think we have multiple changes to make. Like I said, we draft AZ. Hopefully we can get Angel. I would love a Tina Charles in free agency or something like that. I don't know if we can make that swing. But we have to do that. We have to fix our bench. Those are two big things that we're going to have to do. And just we're going to have to get rid of a lot of people. Jose coaching, obviously, we got to find a groove. We got to find a rhythm. We got to find rotations and stuff that work well. We got multiple things we got to fix. And I'm just excited to see the culture. I liked Jose's presser and everything, but it's one, like my friend said, it's kind of true. It's one thing to say something, but I got to see that in action. I got to see everything that he's talking about in action and how his system kind of gels. In the beginning of the season, they look kind of rough, because they haven't played in a long time and everything. And so, it just takes some time for everyone to kind of find their bearings and get adjusted. But I'm excited to see his system. They said thoughts on keeping Segrist. I'm not against it per se. And everything. I think that her defense is just not good. And I think that she has to get her defense up and everything. And I think she just got to be more all around. One thing I will say that I do like about Maddie's game is that, she's kind of that utility player. She does a lot of small plays that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. For that one rebound when she tipped it up, got it to Paige, and then Paige got the assist to Arike. She does a lot of things that I think are good like that. But her defense doesn't move me. Her production at times can be streaky, but she's more good than not. I'm not against her coming back at all and everything. I think she has some, I think she has some points where she has to improve as well. Her defense has been the main Achilles heel for me personally. But Maddie, I think, was one of the few bright spots outside of Paige on Dallas, and one of the few players that was helping her. But I think she could get better all around with her shooting, with her passing, with her defense. Like, she can definitely improve all around. But that's kind of my takeaways on Maddie. But I think we'll probably keep her. I mean, she went to the draft lottery for us and everything. But yeah, like I said, if there was a situation where we could trade her for Angel, like her, Arike, JJ, then I would take that trade package. I want to be honest, because Angel's better. But we'll probably keep her. You know, I'm guessing she'll play that 3 role. Like, we could do Maddie. I mean, we could do Paige, AZ, Maddie, Angel. And then I don't know if we'll get Tina, maybe like Ali. I don't know. We need like heavy post presence. We need heavy post presence, and it's so important to get that in free agency. It really is. It really is. Like, I don't know why people saying, like, I don't know. I think Kurt's going to make some big swings. So I'm just excited to see how everything goes out and everything. But I think Kurt knows that if he fucks up this year, then this is going to be his last year. Like he said, he don't want to be in the lottery again. So you got to make moves that are conducive to winning in the next 2 or 3 years. Okay? Not saying we're going to win it all this year, but let's make playoffs. You know, let's win a couple games and everything. Let's get some experience. Let's get some players. Let's retool. Like, let's make something shake. I'm sorry. Like, us fans deserve that. After we watched last year and his tank job and everything, and we know what the tank job was for, but that wasn't a pretty watch. So I think he understands the urgency that he needs to move with. That's how I personally see it. Okay. They said, JJ gotta go because ball IQ isn't there. You're attempting a layup with Asia in the paint, bro. She got blocked so many times by bigs. I think she has to go too. So yeah, I think I might have said it earlier. I might have forgot earlier to say keep Maddie, but like, I think we should keep Paige, Maddie for sure. Like, everyone else could go, and like, I wouldn't really mind, for the most part. Like, I would like Amy, for sure, but like Paige and Maddie, I think that those are the two. But a lot of this team has to get gutted. They said TBH should get loyalty, but Arike has 7 years. 7 years is time to move on. I would agree. And I said this before. They had 7 years to build around Arike and win a championship, and it didn't get done. I just don't think Arike can be your number 1 option and get you a championship. I really don't think so. I think she's just too inconsistent and too streaky for that. And then the problems that I'm seeing on defense as well. And I'm just not moved. I'm not moved, okay? I lived the Arike experience, and it's time to get off the train. Y'all. Like, I'm sorry, bro. And Arike stands don't want to be honest about her performance, and they want to blame Chris. Like I said, I hate Chris, but Chris wasn't the one taking those shots. He wasn't. They said, wait, does Ariel have a choice to leave? Oh, I think you meant Arike. Wait, does Arike have a choice to leave, or is it Kurt who's deciding that? I feel like I heard if we sign and trade her, she gets to pick where she goes. So I think she does get an opportunity in that and everything. As far as I've heard. I might be wrong, or my information might be wrong, but that's what I heard. Or we could just let her walk, and then, you know, she has a decision then and everything. Someone said, I wish Satu stayed. I don't. Yeah. Satu is also streaky. I have my problems with Satu, and Satu defense, she gets cooked on a regular basis and everything. I was talking with my friends about this, but I will say Satu did clean it up after she went 2-17 in the playoffs, which was unacceptable, and that is one of the worst performances and playoff performances that I've ever seen. But she did clean it up after that. And I think, you know, she got hurt in that one game with a concussion, and I'm glad that she's doing well. More Satu Sabli specials to come. But I really think if she would have actually got to finish that game or played, like, in more games in the playoffs, I think they would have took maybe a game or two. But, yeah, I agree. Satu's another construction worker. We need consistent players. It said Anissa cooked Satu as a rookie. Ooh. There we go. I know, y'all comments be killing me, bro. I remember when someone commented on one of my recent lives, and they said that Jonquil was lazy as fuck and Kate Martin was bossing her out or something. No, that shit was funny as fuck. Like, y'all be killing me in the comments. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Satu, like, when Satu's good, she's good. When Satu's bad, she's bad. Like, the concept of Arike and Satu being on the same team, like, I'm not feeling it. Like, just imagine these two and Angel in the post. All the post entry passes that Paige is going to get Angel, and she always loves to feed the post. Angel's defense and just her hunger for winning. And that's what it's about. They said, I'm busy writing up a better draft analysis than ESPN. Ooh, clock. ESPN just changes when it's convenient for them and everything. They said AZ was number 4, and now after the masterclass against Michigan. Now AZ's number one, which she should have been number one the whole time. They said they said Paige was third in the Rookie of the Year race. And then Paige was number one mid-season, which we told you guys before. Like, saying that she could make a push, like, as number one pick, okay. It said Paige will for the win. Exactly. I'm so excited for the collaboration, too. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Reminds me of the switch up of Rookie of the Year. Yeah, they switched up. They said Arike and Satu together was Bob the Builder's dream. No, that's hilarious. What about Rebecca? I loved how she was hyping AZ up. Oh, and this is unrelated. But I just did remember this. So y'all remember what is it called? Chanae was saying about AZ and whatever, and she was talking with Rebecca about it, and she was like, oh, is it like because of chemistry, or is it like a homebody? Like, you guys remember what Chanae said. Like, I'm not getting my words right, but y'all know what Chanae said, and we all gave it a kind of side-eye, okay? And someone was basically saying that, like, that was weird, like, from a basketball perspective, like, you should take AZ, and to imply that it's like anything else in that, like, that is like disrespectful to her game, basically. And she did apologize. I don't remember what she said, and I lost the comment, unfortunately, but she did apologize for that. So I'll take it. She shouldn't have said it, but I guess I'll take the apology, and everything. But, shout out to Rebecca Lobo, for the defending AZ. Like people said, she said, maybe y'all don't got a number one pick, but AZ going number one for me personally. Like, it said, acting like AZ is not a phenomenal player that fits the Wings' needs. Exactly. Like I said, like, bro, these teams want AZ so bad. I know Seattle was pissed they didn't get number one. I know they were pissed they didn't get number one. Because, like, these teams, AZ could go on these teams and make an impact. She could. Like, but people, everyone's better than AZ Fudd until it's time to be better than AZ Fudd. Then what happens? AZ Fudd peak? Yeah, I'll be taking that. The most pro-ready of this draft class. They said, I love Rebecca. They said, not a fan of Chanae. Someone said, what do you think about Zaza? Zaza's shot selection is terrible, and she has to clean that up. So she has to focus on that and her efficiency, and her defense is non-existent. I think Zaza did some good stuff for us. I mean, if we're looking at the game where all of the Rooks played, I thought that she was really good in that game, and I think she had another good game. Like, she's had some good moments and everything, and I think she got stuff that she has to work on. I think she needs a lot of work. Honestly, I think she can be good off the bench, but starting, I don't think so. They said AZ's so clutch. Exactly. They said Zaza's Junior or Rike. That's what people were saying about JJ, because she likes to take the contested layups. They said, why Chicago just rebuilding as LSU? I don't know. Angel won't be there next year, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why people keep having these talks that Chicago's going to strong-arm Angel into playing. I don't think Angel's going to play for them next year. I think she's been done. So they got to get that trade package ready, okay? That's how I see it. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say. They said, love Rebecca endorsing AZ. Exactly. Said, I just know I'm taking Zaza over Diamond. Thank you. I mean, who wants to be in that position? Let's put it that way. I was talking last live about Diamond's revenge game. Like, her revenge game against Minnesota was one of the worst I've ever seen. I'm sorry. That is not how you do a revenge game, bro. She literally played as the first option, had more shot attempts than Paige, and made Chris take a stupid challenge that we lost because she clearly fouled somebody. Like, that was literally terrible. You don't do that. It said, Diamond in her Lynx revenge game did it. Yeah, exactly. It said UConn over everything. Clock it. We were just talking about the UConn rosters recently, like me and my friends, and those are some interesting rosters that were put together. That's all that I'm going to say. I'm trying to think who else is... Let me think about who else is coming up in this draft class, because I'm trying to get everything right. I'm just going to search the ESPN mock draft, because I forget I feel like we're talking about the same people, but, oh, wait, this is NFL. Like, nobody asked for this. Let me just search up ESPN mock. Oh, hey, Marina, thank you for joining live. I appreciate it. Oh, so it actually goes in their app. Okay. So I'm trying to remember, like, everybody. So they said AZ at 1. They said Awa at 2, which is not happening. Olivia at 3. Lauren Betts at number 4, which I don't think is happening. Flage at number 5. I think she'll be higher than that. Number 6, they think Toronto's going to take Tanaya Latson. I mean, maybe so. I didn't know she was 5'8". And then they said the Portland Fire would take Cody McMahon. Like I said, I've only seen one game. Gianna Needkins. She's been one of UCLA's better players. So I mean, maybe 9. I think the Mystics are going to take Sarah Williams. Maybe. They think that the Indiana Fever is going to take Medina Ocote at number 10. And for her mental health and her well-being, I hope she doesn't go to the Fever because they're just really nasty to black players and they're racist, to be frank. I think Gabriella Hawkes is going to go at number 11 to the Washington Mystics. I don't know. I said also got to take ESPN with a grain of salt because of the betting markets. Oh, really? They said Medina's going higher. And then at number 12, they said Iana Martin Carrion. I've never heard of her. She's from Spain. She's a point guard, 5'8". They think that Connecticut's going to take her. At number 13, they think the Atlanta Dream are going to take Kiki Rice. I don't love it. They said, I know John trying to get Okada an extra year, but I don't know how that'll work. I hope she gets her extra year. Players take extra years for a variety of reasons. I'm reading from ESPN. This is not out of my mouth. This is not what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. But I'll read you the write-up. So here's what they said of why they think that Atlanta's taking Kiki Rice. This is from ESPN. So they said, as good as the Bruins were last season as reaching the Final Four, they could be better this season. Rice is averaging 14 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game. Some improvement in three-point shooting. She's currently at 30.8% will help. Last season, she shot a career-best 31.3% from behind the arc. That's their write-up. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that's what they said. At 14, they think that the Seattle Storm will take Janiyah Barker. 15, they said the Connecticut Sun will take Nell Angloma. She's from France. She's a small forward. So that is ESPN's mock draft, okay? And they posted this on November 23rd, okay? So that's what ESPN is saying. And y'all know I don't agree with them. I feel we've been talking about the same people, the same lottery picks. The Dallas Wings have a second round pick next year. We might have gave that up for Lee, to be honest. But I mean, let me look. Hold on. Let me just search up Lee. I'm trying to find the trade package that we gave up for Lee because I forget all the time. So I just have to search it up myself on the Dallas Wings Twitter account. Rice looks disappointing to be a senior. I would agree, and that's a Corey Close thing. It's just there's some fundamental things. It's like, why are you still, I guess, struggling with it? And I think it's a Corey Close thing. Yeah, okay. They said I checked and gave it away to Seattle. So the updated terms of the trade. So we received Leah Rue and we gave up the 2026 second round pick, includes the right to swap with Connecticut. So we gave up Lee. Seattle receives Dallas 2026 second round pick, includes the right to swap with Connecticut. Dallas 2027 third round pick, includes the right to swap with Connecticut. So I think we may have the second round pick for next year. For 2027, I mean. But those are the terms. Who we have as our 3 if we draft AZ? I think Maddie's going to play the 3. They said Iana Martin is actually good. I'm going to have to check out her tape. Yeah, I had a feeling we traded that. We have first 2 rounds next year. We gave away our second round pick in 2026. So we have what you mean we have 2 first rounders in 2026? I think so. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, I think we have that. Let me search up the terms again for the what is it called? The Nalissa trade. Do y'all remember the Nalissa trade? Because I do. Like, my friends were so upset about it. And I said I actually didn't hate the trade, and they jumped me. They were like, we just need time to grieve. And I'm like, thinking, what is there to grieve? But, okay. Okay, yeah. So, we received the 2027 first-round pick. And that's what we got. But now, Kurt ate that trade. Like, I really think that trade is gonna be that's gonna be like a fair trade. You know, you see that happen all the time in sports, like one team gets fleeced or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you have more fair trades. So in the end, they got their championship this upcoming year, and I think in the next 2 or 3 years we're on our way to a championship. So I definitely think that it'll be a fair trade. I said I think it was unexpected, but I didn't hate it, to be honest. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. I feel for the players in a sense of like, you know, you find out you're traded, you got to move to a whole city and feeling betrayed by the organization and it being a business. I understand that and I respect that and everything. But I personally did not hate the trade. I told you guys that day. I told you guys we hate the trade. I told you guys. Someone said we got robbed with the DJ trade, and I said that on the day of too. The fact that we couldn't even get a first round pick, like he literally was talking about, oh, she would be number 1 in her draft class, and then proceeded not to get a first round pick. He sent her to a really good situation with the Lynx, which, you know, I think was great for her and everything, because like I said, Cheryl's really defense first, and she got to showcase that, and I wish we would have got to see more. Unfortunately, she was injured and missed the rest of the season and everything. But yeah, we got fleeced. And then it said, well, we did give them their championship piece, and Alyssa, if not, Lynx could have won RIP. I don't think so. Like, you can't think about it that way. Like, I think there's multiple reasons why the Aces turned their season around. I think that Liz was part of that. But, you know, I think it's also a change in their mentality. I'm sure coaching things, accountability with each other. So I think there's multiple things in that and everything. And then the injuries that are going to happen. I wouldn't personally see it that way. It said, so Dallas getting Madison Booker and Camille Pierre in 2027. I don't know. Madison Booker, it's still like too many cooks in the kitchen at that point. Because hopefully we get Angel or Bree Jones or somebody else. Like, I don't know. Madison Booker could probably be a solid second option in the W. I don't know. I don't think it would make sense with the roster that we're gonna build. Someone said the 50-point loss. Like 2 people said a 50-point loss. I think it embarrassed them, and that's why they won it. And I think that that's part of that as well. They had multiple things that got them to that point. Like Asia said, like, look, don't come to the gym if you're not embarrassed about that loss. They lost by like 53 points or something. I think that was like the largest road win ever by a team. So yeah. Somebody said, as an Aces fan, Asia always needed some help in the post, so it did help, but Dallas won the trade. Both teams can win the trade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was a fair trade. Like, I think Vegas benefited off of it right now, but I think, like, we're going to be able to benefit with, you know, the team we're able to build and everything. Like, we can trade that pick, and like I said, I wouldn't mind trading that for Angel. Like, honestly, like, trade that or a couple of players for Angel. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind up giving both of them up. I really wouldn't. Those 3 solid players, you get up 2 other players who can play there. I wouldn't mind that. Like I said, Kurt needed to get on his phone and he needed to call up Tina Charles and tell her, look, sign a 2-3 year contract with us, and let's ring chase. One of the veterans in the game, one who has been putting up points, one who's had longevity. Tina Charles deserves a ring, and she can come get it with Dallas. If I'm Kurt, that's what I would have said. I would have had Paige recruiting too. That's what I would like. A lot of people are going to want to play with Paige. Now we got Chris out of here. Finally, you guys know I was waiting for that day. Kurt needs to get on his Zoom. He needs to get on his Zoom. He needs to make something shake. I would like Tina here. Imagine if we could get Tina and Angel. Like, that would be such a beautiful thing in the post. And then what Tina could teach Angel, because Angel said, like, I didn't really have a vet. Okay, so like her being able to teach Angel as well. Like I said, I'm Kurt. I'm getting on the phone telling Tina it's time to ring chase. It's time to ring chase. Let's get this chip. What better way for Tina Charles to go out than with the championship? She's still got a couple of years left in her. She was making something shake. If I'm Kurt, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting on that phone. And I'm making something happen. But I don't know. Like, you get a team, like, and she went to UConn too, okay? Like, I'm telling you, that UConn mentality, that UConn, like, it's infectious. It said Jonquil Jones may be on the market too with Sandy gone. Child, we not hungry. We not hungry. When she fell down in the post because she didn't want to post up. I'm always going to bring that up. She decides when she wants to show up to a game. I can't have that. A couple shots done going for Jonquil Jones. We all cook. She don't want to show up that game. We all, like, no. I need everybody who wants to win. And I don't see that from Jonquil. She give up too much for me. Like, when she good, best center in the league. But she just doesn't always want it. And that's what's really frustrating with me about Jonquil Jones. So I'm not hungry. Let's get Tina this chip. Let's get Tina that chip, and her and Angel as a tandem in the post. We hungry. Them double teaming on defense, that hell defense. Yeah, we hungry. We hungry. Some they said I'm telling Tina come help us get our first ring. Exactly, bro. Like that would be so T. I said Dallas getting AZ is world peace to me considering how we performed this past season. Exactly, bro. Like I feel like we all realized the tank early on, and it was like I only watched for Paige. Like I said, Paige was the only bright spot for me personally. That's how I got through it. So when Paige did not play, I did not watch those games because she was the only reason I was there. Okay. And so to finally have got through to the other side of it, and to get AZ, that's what we're waiting for. I said, but she may be willing because she still got it. I think you're talking about Tina. I said, I already talked about Jonquil. It said, when is Camilla going to be aggressive? I don't know. They said Tina and Dallas will say me exactly. They said, love the Tina Charles idea. Like, I've been saying this and other people have been floating this. I'm sorry. Let's get this chip, Tina. Let's make something shake. Let's make something shake. I'm sorry. Like, imagine the promo, too. If we get Angel, they could do Tina x Angel promo. The new and the veteran. wait. I'm telling y'all right now. Tina x Angel photo shoot. Interview. This tandem. Who says no? Who says, like, it would just be a fun team to watch. I'm telling you, it would be a team. Like, you need players that want to win. You need players that want to win, okay? Tina want to win that championship real bad. Angel, always been a winner. Paige and AZ, certified winners. Maddie, let's all get that chip. Let's get this bench. You need team players. They never won a team. Yeah, she never won a championship in the W. It's time to get her one. That's all I'm saying. That's how I'm seeing it. So I think you make something shake. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But, let me know what you guys think. But we could have some exciting stuff in Dallas. I don't know. I would love for us to be a team who plays kind of fast and who likes to have a lot of fun in transition. I don't know. We could put together a really fun team, and every coach's system is gonna look different. But I don't know. I he literally said we're gonna change and we're gonna win. Someone said, man, if I was a GM, I would have a super team. They would hate me. Exactly. I wonder if they keep Ty. Like I said, I wouldn't mind it personally. As a backup point guard, that's fine. Do I think she would start? No. Do I think she should start? No. Let's put it that way. They said, Kurt said Paige is a magnet for other players, and I'm wondering who will come over. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm floating ideas, but who knows who Kurt wants in free agency. He could want different players and everything. Like I said, I really think he's going to try to make a push for Angel behind the scenes because he's talked about her positively in the past and about how she wants to win. I think he's just trying to shift the culture. It said Ty would be a great benchmark, better, smarter JJQ. Okay, I can see that. It said Connecticut need a good center because the Tina leaves. Olivia ain't going to do it. Ooh, Niall throwing shade. I mean, that's kind of true, to be honest. But that's Connecticut's problem. We need to get this chip. That's what we need to do. I'm sorry. That's Connecticut's problem to deal with. I'm sorry. And maybe Tina wants to stay because I know that she loves to mentor these young players and everything. But at the end of the day, Tina, it's time to get hungry for your, that's what I'm saying. For your chip. It's time to go ring chasing. Let's make something work, Tina. Everybody gets a chip. It says, a fan sat next to Kurt at the game and he made a joke about drafting AZ and he smiled and nodded. Wait, where did you see this? I hope you're not trolling me. But yeah, he knows he's gonna AZ, child. People really thought we was gonna take Alwal Fam with the number 1 pick. Y'all don't listen to anything that these coaches and these GMs be saying. They tell you what they're gonna do. They said, can you see my question? Hold on, let me see. I don't think I saw your question. Can you comment it? It was on Threads. Oh, I did not see that. Yeah, re-comment the question. And I think sometimes my mods may ban certain words or something, or maybe TikTok does it. So I think that's maybe why I don't see your comments and everything. But yeah, I really try to read all the comments. At like bare minimum, I go through every single live and I read every single comment that I got, at the very least. So if I don't like see your comment, sometimes I don't see them. Sometimes they don't pop up. Sometimes it pops up. I'm not on Threads. I'm not on Threads. Like, I just don't think I would use it. I have Twitter and I always use Twitter. So I think Twitter's pretty. And then if you get Threads and you link it to your Instagram account, it what is it called? And you delete it, apparently it deletes your Instagram account. So I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I could make a separate account for Threads. I feel like some of my friends have done that before, but I just don't know how much I would use it. So one person posted my one of my videos on Threads. I think it was about Chris or something, and I really appreciated that. So I think it's cool. What do you think about Flage yelling at the Duke coach? I mean, I can get her frustration. I mean, that's how I see it. I can get being a competitor and everything like that as well. She wants to win, and you know, she felt like she earned an opportunity, and to not get it, I could see how she would feel that way about that situation. That's how I personally took that and everything. I could see it from both sides. Kara Lawson not lighting it up with coaching this Duke team. Let's put it that way too. I could see it both ways. I don't know. I think it's fun. Like I told you guys, I personally like a gimme that shit or like trash talk and everything. I'm personally here for it. Kim Mulkey was getting lit too. I thought it added some entertainment for the night. So I mean, I personally don't have a problem with it. So that's how I saw it. They said, don't calm those old heads. They hate AZ to the guts, and it's full of South Carolina fans. Of course it is. They said 4 points a game because of potential. My team will pass. Clock it. But when I say, okay. I can't wait. I can't wait for this upcoming season and everything. I can't wait for Unrivaled too. Unrivaled is going to be around this corner soon, guys. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out. I think I'm hoping a lot of good stuff for Unrivaled year 2. I hope that they fired all those refs they had the first year. Those refs were awful. That was like my biggest complaint that I personally had. So hopefully all those refs got fired, but I think it should be fun. I do think that they're kind of letting anybody in at this point. I do kind of agree with people about that. But I'm going to be here for Paige and Fee because unfortunately no Angel Unrivaled, and that hurts my heart. But Paige and Fee hoops and Unrivaled, so I'm excited to cover that. So yeah, and I just realized Unrivaled is going to be going on during the college season. So Unrivaled is going to start, next month, I believe? January 5th, right? Something like that. It's going to start early next month. So I'm going to have college hoops to talk about. I'm going to have Unrivaled to talk about. Yeah. My NFL reviews, no shade, guys. I may have retired. I mean, y'all don't really give a fuck, but I may have retired because the NFL is just not good this year. So I kind of lost some of the passion for reviewing it. It's just me saying the same stuff about how my team not good this year. So it gets to a point. I'm barely hanging on to the NFL at this point. I care more about college basketball. But, I mean, do you guys use Threads? Do you guys use Threads? Do you guys use Twitter? I mean, how do you guys get your WNBA news? Because I use Twitter. That's where I get pretty much everything I talk about. I used to be on Reddit, but people say a lot of dumb stuff about Reddit, so I don't really use Reddit anymore. But yeah, it's really just Twitter, word of mouth, like my friends. I'll see stuff on YouTube sometimes, but that's how I keep up with it. Someone said, anyone familiar with Gianna Needkin's defense? Yeah. Is anybody familiar? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Because I don't know. I feel like I can't really speak on it. But if you guys got an opinion on defense as well, like who do you guys think are the best defenders in this upcoming class? What do you guys think about the defense that's getting played for this upcoming class as well? That could be something to talk about. Like on I was telling one of my friends this, but if you can put like 15 points per game up in a W, then like you got a spot in the W. Like they don't really care about bad defense and everything. And defense is really important, but as long as you can put points on the board, like that's what people really care about. A lot of people don't really care about defense like that. As long as you can put points up on the board, it don't matter. You know? It said, can't wait for AZ to go #1 in the draft and for everyone to stop doubting her. And I said this before, but people who already didn't like AZ, they're going to keep doubting her, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing of, oh, we want AZ to go to a different team than Paige because they think that's going to help people. And that, like people who really don't like AZ at her core are never going to like AZ. It doesn't matter how many points she puts up. It doesn't matter what team she goes to. It doesn't matter the accolades, Olympics, whatever. Like if they are solely committed to hating on her and they don't like her, they're just going to keep hating on her. And it's wrong of them to do that 100%. But like, I don't think everyone's going to stop doubting her. And like, that's fine. That's fine. Like it is what it is. Like you're missing out on good basketball. You're missing out on one of the best shooters that the game has ever seen. When AZ gets to the league, we're gonna be pushing Rookie of the Year, and I'm pushing everything when AZ comes to the league. I'm pushing everything when AZ comes to the league. Like AZ is one of the most underappreciated basketball players. Like I definitely agree with people like that. Like for women that I've seen, she just really doesn't get the love that she deserves. Like people never want to give her due and her credit for some reason when she's putting up insane, production and just what she's able to do. And I'm glad that she came back to UConn for another year. And is really showing people that, because I think that's huge. I think that is huge. So I'm just really excited for what AZ's got coming up. We pushing everything. We pushing AZ. Like, we pushing first team All-American. We pushing National Player of the Year. What's the award for the best shooting guard in college? We pushing that award. I'm going for it all. I'm going for it all for AZ Fun. That's how I see it. Like, it just gets to a point. Anybody who says AZ's not going number one, I take that as a disrespect. Like, I think that's insanely disrespectful. Because my first thought is when you said AZ's not going number one, okay, then who's going above her? Because when you actually watch that tape, it's not as good as AZ. It's not. Like, what about the WNBA? They said... They said I was always pushing NPOY, but still a baby girl. Like, no matter who gets National Player of the Year, like, I will be seated. Okay? So I will say that. And I will say this season, it seems like the media is trying to put Sarah and AZ against each other, okay? If you've been paying attention to stuff that they've been saying on, like, the broadcast and the way that they cover the UConn team and everything, they're very much trying to, like, put them against each other. And I don't think that that's right. I think that, they're both generational players, both excellent players, and they're both big contributors to the team. So for me personally, whenever I see the media or people in general putting them against each other, I just think there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that. So I don't know if you guys have been picking up on it, but it's definitely something that I've been seeing, and I just don't like that. Someone said, oh my gosh, yes, it's so irritating. Exactly. Like we gotta speak on it. They said so disrespectful. Yeah, exactly. No one's gonna above her. They said, I'm still mad at the ESPYs for not nominating her for comeback of the year. They should have. They said, Sarah and AZ is the new Fee and Katie Lou. It says, was just saying this yeah, it's been weird all year. They said, especially the broadcaster, they mentioned AZ as an afterthought. Yeah, I think that's really disrespectful. Like, and I just think you don't do that. It's just weird. Like, last year they were trying to, like, put Paige and AZ against each other at times and everything. Like, media or people in general, now they're trying to do it to, AZ and to Sarah, and I just think that that's weird. Like, there are two big reasons why this team is so successful. There are two top players, and we need them. So I don't know why like two great players can't coexist. Like, I don't know if it's just a thing because they're women or whatever, but I think it's weird. They said, how many points do you think AG will average in the W as a rookie? I mean, I don't know, but she's gonna light it up. So that's what I know. It said, I need them to stop being so personal when it comes to AZ. Talk about her game. Exactly. They don't talk about it. Like, this whole notion of, oh, we want her to be drafted number one because of the relationship. Like, it's just not true. It's not true. Okay. We talk about hoops over here. We talk about hoops over there. Okay. Love them, love a relationship. And I love how they play basketball. I love to watch them play separately, and I love to watch them play together. Like, they're both fantastic players. And if you can't see that, and if you can't see why, from a basketball perspective, it makes sense for us to draft AZ, then be quiet. Y'all be talking about relationship more than the fans, more than us. I'm sorry. When it comes to talk about basketball, let's talk about basketball, because her tape is really good. And to deny that and to act like she's not a difference maker, like she's not a game changer, like she's not generational, it's never going to sit right with me. It said, and the fact that they keep arguing about who's the leader as if they can't both be leaders of the team. Exactly. I think they're both leading in their own way. You know what I'm saying? And so the only thing AZ needs to work on her game are her on-ball threes. I think she's doing those. I think she's scoring in a variety of ways. Like, people saying she can't create her own shot is also not true. They said AZ is the number one pick, no matter which team has the number one pick. Club. They said Stewie and they said Sarah and AZ are a new era. Stewie and Mariah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch during that era. Like, I've seen the highlights and stuff, but yeah, I really want to watch some of Stewie's best games. You guys can let me know down below in the comments. I asked one of my friends, and they basically told me just watch the highlights. Who are they feeling like? ESPN? Like, why would you tell me just watch the highlights? Which I have seen a lot of them, but I know in playoffs Stewie was like kind of different and everything, but like an extra level, I mean. But you guys can let me know your favorite Stewie games and anything like that. Also, I do want to say, if you leave a comment here and I don't reply to it, I'm probably not seeing it at this point. So you guys can leave a comment on any of my TikTok videos and ask me my opinion. If you guys have me on YouTube, if you guys follow me on Twitter, then leave it and I'll try to get to it. Because like I said, sometimes it just does not show up for me. Like, I don't see it at all. Some comments, I don't know if it's like a muted word or whatever, I can still kind of see it. It's just like a different shade, and some comments just don't pop up for me. So it's really not, I'm not trying to be malicious or anything in that way. So I really want to say that, and I really try to read everyone's comments. Instead, it's sad that people compare them. It just is. I just don't feel the need why, I don't get why people feel the need to do that. I don't get why people feel the need to do that and everything. Like, I don't know. It gets toxic at a certain point. And you know what, guys? I haven't talked about this yet on here, but this is something I really want to talk about. But a lot of these men who are watching women's basketball are just really pissing me off at this point, okay? And let's have the conversation, because a lot of them, it's like they go out of their way to sexualize the players and stuff, and like, it's like that's all they do. And they say that, oh, they need to wear shorter shorts and all that other bullshit to get more people to watch the game. So that's what a lot of them do. And a lot of them just say like weird stuff in the way that they talk about the game, and it's like very like misinformed. And a lot of them, it's just, you're ruining the space, okay? And one of the things for me, at least, when I made videos about like the NFL, for example, I used to hate my comment section, because people would literally be so misogynistic to me in my comment section, get back in the kitchen this and whatever, and I just like push it to the side. But it's still like annoying to deal with. And one thing I loved about this space is that, you know, I found a great community in you guys and like a lot of great friends in it, and it's just been a place where we can have great conversations about the game, and there's not that kind of barrier to get in it, because it's women's basketball. Like, this was for us. So I'm sorry. I just feel like if you a man coming into women's basketball, be respectful, talk about the game, and don't sexualize the players, okay? It just gets weird. It's one thing to say someone's fine or whatever, but the stuff that they say about these ladies, I'm like, they don't deserve that. They're trying to come here, they're trying to do their job, and they're trying to be entertaining for the people. Like, at the very least, like, you owe them the respect to talk about their game and what they do on the court and everything. If a player's not for you, say that, like, basketball wise, that's fine. But like, it's just like, men, it's like they're ruining this space for us, and I don't like it. This was for us. Like, if you're gonna be in this space, the very least you can do is just be respectful. That's all we ask. Or they be misogynistic towards us and everything, and start trying to talk to us about the game and talk like they know more than us, and then you hear the stuff that they come out of their mouth, and it's like, you're literally just full of shit. Like, you literally just made shit up, okay? Exactly. Like, the kid, like, bro, like, they are literally the worst ones. Like, they make it like, feel like it's not a safe space. And this was for us. So just be respectful. And that goes for anyone in general, of course, about it. Like, you know, because some of the stuff in general on sports Twitter is really weird, but especially the men, like, y'all know how men be. So I had to get that out, because I be irritated by some of the stuff that I see these men say on a daily basis. It's just like, you have no shame, you have no decorum. Let's talk about basketball. That's what we're here to talk about. Like, X's and O's, the game, the strategy, all that other stuff. But they're just not smart people. I just get irritated. I said the dunking noises. Like, I'm just like, one of my friends said this, but dunking low-key don't move me. These guys are like 6-7 feet. Oh, yeah, but they that tall. They like 7 feet tall. You barely got to jump and you already dunked. Like, every once in a while, can it be cool to see? Yes. But I think the reason why I like women's basketball more than the NBA, to be honest, is because they have so much that they can do with it. You know what I'm saying? And like, they have to do different stuff because they're not taller. So like, they can't dunk, for example, and they're just going to have to play the game in a different way, especially the way that the game is called. And there's just going to be differences. And I feel like they play way harder. Okay. I seen NBA games. I was bored as fuck. Okay. It's all threes and no defense and just who can outscore each other and everything. And it's just like, the games start late as hell. The players, like, there are good players that I do like to catch highlights of. Like, I like SGA highlights. I hear that he's a free throw merchant. I like Anthony Edwards highlights. I hear he's a deadbeat. You know, I'll catch the highlights, but the actual games are boring as fuck. Like, I don't know if you guys watch the NBA. I started doing reviews for the NBA. I gave that shit up so easy. I reviewed like 2 or 3 games. Like, it was so boring. Like, I couldn't do it, bro. Like, the NBA just don't move me, bro. I tried. And all these guys talking about the NBA this and that, how much it better is this than the WNBA. And you watch it, and it's them breaking shots, it's them missing routine layups, it's them having terrible defense, and all this other stuff. But I was told that the NBA was better than the WNBA. But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that in the production and what you guys are putting on the court. Like, bro, it was bad. Like, I saw maybe one good NBA game this year. Like, I'll catch it in passing, for example. Like, I'll look at parts of games. I saw some of the Mavericks game the other day. Bored to tears. I can't watch a full NBA game at this point. I might catch snippets of it, but watching full NBA games is just not for me. I don't know how people do this on a routine basis and people enjoy this. Like, going from the WNBA, from women's college basketball to Washington men, they don't have the same fire under them. They don't play as hard. I just don't enjoy it. Like, it just never gave to me. I'm sorry. Someone said WNBA has fundamentals, NBA is just dunking in threes. See, that's the best way to say it. They say the women's game is so versatile. Exactly. Like I said, when you're live and die by the three, like, I want to see a hezzy pull up. I want to see you drive to the rim. I want to see a midi. Like, it's so much more fun, like, the versatility that they have in the games. And it's so much harder to get into the WNBA. So I feel like they just play harder. And then they said, I Bosco watch for the NBA. I do the same too. Shout out to them when they get 50 points, because we get a DoorDash discount. So I'll get on that, but they don't move me. They said, and the ends game is basically just shot versus shot with no defense. Exactly. It said easy to win. Exactly. It said so true. They said so boring. Exactly. It said you should watch the playoffs. They actually try because the stakes are higher. I turned on that game 7 with the Thunder and the Pacers, and I turned that shit off. I was so bored. So maybe it's just the matchups. I don't know. But the NBA just doesn't move me. I'm sorry. It said I can't watch the NBA. They said, for real. They said, how are you 7 feet and missing a lane, bro? They miss it all the time. Like, that Mavericks game, it was brick for brick for brick. They couldn't get anything to go in. They said NBA has no plays. It takes 10 seconds for them to shoot or break a shot. Passing is not in the NBA. Like, I'm tired. It said AZ is a Dallas Wing. It's not official, but it's going to happen soon. I said the NBA is boring nowadays because everyone is friends or ain't old school rivalry. Maybe so. I don't know what it is. Why do you, like, I gave you guys a few reasons why I personally don't like it, but yeah, and then the games, like I said, they start like 15, like 30 minutes late. It'll say the game starts at 6. The game don't start till 6:30, okay? And then the games be going on till like 11 o'clock at night. Like, who asked for that? Like, genuinely, who asked for that? I'm not moved. I'm not moved by the product that the NBA is putting out there. And then it'd be so hard to watch the games. Like, even some of the games that I'll, like, sometimes I'll play it in the background, or, like, I'll see parts of games, and then league pass this, league pass that. And apparently, if you live in certain areas, they, like, block out the league pass, so, like, you can't watch it or whatever. And it's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So, like, it depends. And I see parts of games at times, but watching entire games, it feels like torture. It feels like a chore. I don't have fun. I'd rather watch the women play. Like, I don't know how people say that it's better than the W. But that's my rant on the NBA again, because I can't do it. This is what I was supposed to look forward to. And I'm not hungry. I'd rather watch the highlight. But, yeah. I'm trying to, will you be on live tomorrow for the game? Probably not, honestly. But I was thinking about this, and I do want to go live for games in the future. I was trying to think about which games I should go live for and everything, because that's like a Big East game. Like, the Big East games are different, to be fair. So maybe some of our bigger games, like whenever we play USC or whatever, or what is it called? Like, yeah, so maybe some of our bigger games I'll go live and everything. It just depends. If you follow me, I didn't really go live for the Dallas games either. I went live towards the end of the season. I went live for the Minnesota game, and it went live for the last game. So it depends on the matchup, I think. It said you should go live for USC. Yeah, maybe I will. And if I do, I will announce it ahead of time. I really don't believe in going live spontaneously and everything, because I appreciate you guys here, and the least I can do is just tell you guys when I'm planning to go live. So I might go live for that one, and I was thinking maybe I would go live for some of the games of the tournament. Which ones, I don't know. But that is something that I may do as well. In Iowa, I don't know. Maybe. Okay. And so, yeah, to go live for the game is a completely different thing too, as well, because like I'm watching, I'm giving live commentary, and then I post all my videos on YouTube as well. So then I have to go through, I have to edit the entire video and then post it as well. And then get my review done. And so it's just other logistics, right? If I do that. But yeah, just said we appreciate you too. And that means a lot. That means a lot. Like when I first started making videos, I never really thought I would get to this point about the W. Like I just talk about what I'm passionate about. And thank you guys for anyone who's new here or anything like it. It means a lot. Like, so I just thank you guys for being here. And I really love making videos. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm just excited to keep making more stuff and building on, my portfolio for you guys. Like I put a lot of time into this. Someone said the CVA gives what we need. Taking away team housing is so unrealistic and disrespectful. Like, I just don't get why you would take away team housing. Like, it just seems like they're trying to punish the players. Like, oh, you can get more money, but we're going to take away this. It's like they're trying, like, the players are trying to add on to what they already got going on. Like, they want to have more money. They want their health care to be taken care of and just all those other things as well. So I just think that it's really foolish to do that to these ladies who literally work so hard, and just like the way that they compete and everything, and what they have to sacrifice for their bodies and all those other things. And the WNBA is not paying the bills for these ladies now, which is why a lot of them are playing in Unrivaled and stuff. Some of them play overseas as well. We know Kamak is overseas, and they have like Gabby plays basketball all year round as well. And so I think that, you know, if you want them to be exclusive to the W, like people have said, then you got to pay them as such. Okay. Like you can't underpay them and everything and then expect them to be like loyal to that. And then the way that these players get treated by the media, and Kathy not doing a good enough job of standing against it. So I really hope that Kathy resigns after the CBA is through, like she said, because she is actively holding back the league. She has no people skills, cold as hell, ruining my sign, Scorpio. It just, I don't like it. I don't like it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that and everything. But they gotta make some changes, and they gotta stop playing in the players' face, because this was never what it was supposed to be about. This was never what it was supposed to be about, I fear. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for videos you want me to do, like if you want me to start a new series for something, if you guys got tape, players you want me to review. I don't know if I'm going to do any more tape reviews. Like, I think maybe in the future when I do my draft analysis, I'm just going to put the games on the screen so you guys can watch them on your own time. Because, like, there's so many little things to talk about in certain games that I think it might just be easier and everything. And then from a copyright standpoint, and everything as well. But if you guys have new series you want me to start, or players you want me to talk about, or games, just let me know and I'll be receptive to it. I'm trying to review all the big ticket games for this year for college. And once SEC play gets started, I'm really excited about that. But the plan is to cover that, the tournament, Unrivaled, the W. So just trying to give you guys what you want, and everything as well. But if there's ever anything that you guys want, to let me know, because I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve. I'm trying to give you guys some new stuff and think outside of the box, but also there's standard stuff that I know you guys are going to want to see, like my UConn reviews. So you guys can let me know in my comments on this video or on my other videos, stuff you guys want me to see, and I do take that into heavy consideration. So yeah, if you guys ever ask me for something and it takes me a while, it takes time, like, to get everything together. They said, do you like Caitlin Clark asking for fun? I don't know if you're new, but I don't. Basically, I just don't like the way that she plays the game. I feel like she's limited her skill set. I feel like she got exposed, and her defense is terrible. And I just don't feel like she's a leader, the way that she treats her teammates and all that other stuff. Like, I feel like she's overrated, to be frank. Like, I'm not a Caitlin Clark fan. Like, I used to like her game when I first started watching women's college basketball, but then I started watching other players, how they play, and I just realized everything that she lacks. And her fan base is just disgusting as well. And after she pushed Angel, that was when I was like, I don't like her anymore. Like, I'm not going to watch any games unless she's playing my team. So that was my breaking point, so to speak. There was a point where I did, basically, and at this point, like, I've been out. And then, so, I don't know. Usually her fans come on these lives and they say weird stuff and everything. My past 2 lives, I feel like, for the most part, it's been pretty clean. Luckily, but, yeah, I don't care for her. What's the question mark? I don't know what that means. Like, are you, like, I really don't know what that means. So if you're going to elaborate, then let me know what that means. I don't know. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. But do you think AZ is going to Dallas? I think so. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just her not standing up for Aaliyah Boston, like, and Kelsey Mitchell whenever people hate on them and, like, are racist towards them. Like, I have a huge problem with that. I have a huge problem for that. Just, like, the way she conducts herself and everything. I don't know. It's just in this age and everything, like, her silence, like, being silent, I can't respect that and everything. She just doesn't have a backbone to me. And, like, the way she plays, I don't respect it. Like, I really don't. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know as well. So I can get to those, because I'm probably going to end the live in a few minutes because I'm really running out of stuff to say. But if you guys have any other questions or stuff, I'll answer those. But probably like 5 minutes, I'm going to end the live. Like I said, I don't think we're going to watch a game today or whatever. But maybe next time. But I'm probably going to end the live in a couple minutes. So I'll answer these last questions. They said you should make a roster on your favorite team with free agents, draft picks, and trades. Can you elaborate on that? Because I don't really get what you mean. It says, fuck going to Dallas. Yeah, you have to, bro. Like, don't troll me. I'm trying to be in a good mood today. Like, who do you think is making Team USA? Like, the people we already have on deck, like I said, even though they weren't listed, I think Fee, Asia, Stewie, like, those are locks at this point. Paige, Angel, Caitlin, unfortunately, Aaliyah Boston, who else was on there? Like, there's a lot of people on, like, who are going to be going to these camps and everything. But then you wonder who's really going to make the final, like, rotations and everything. Because each team really has, like, a 9-player rotation and everything. So it really, like, you can have all the players on the team that you want. But who's really actually going to get decent playing time? Because some people are just going to get to play for a few minutes and that's it. So I think that's an interesting conversation as too. But I think, like, the main staples that are kind of already there. I could see AZ, I could see Juju, I could see Angel, Sarah. Like, I could see players like that as well. Like, I think a mix of old and new. Said AZ to Seattle would be nice. It's not happening, no shade. It said Juju being on there was shocking to me. I mean, by the time we do all that stuff, isn't she going to be healthy? So I think she'll be fine. Who do you think will be point guard? I'm going with Paige. So I don't know. I know Stephanie White is working with Caitlin on her off-ball movement and all that stuff, so I don't know how that's going to go. But if they were to play on the floor at the same time, then Paige would just play the two. I mean, she did it before all the swing season, so she would do that. And Paige is just best playing the point guard position and facilitating and finding her ways to score. Like, that's just what Paige is best at doing. She could play shooting guard, and like I said, I don't mind Paige being off ball sometimes, but I think that she's best at playing the point guard position, truly. Here you go. Like, bro, our fam is not going number one. No shade. These GMs are looking at that tape. I'm not seeing a lottery pick. Nevertheless, number one. I really don't see it, guys. I really don't see it. All on number one. Like, nobody believed that. Like, that's what I'm saying. AC going number one. Like, it gets to a point, guys. Like, there's no way. I mean, two different kinds of players, but I would agree about that. You know, like I said, I don't like comparing on different positions and all that other stuff. But, you know, I would agree with the sentiment. I just don't like comparing on different positions. I said, and the wings will pick her up. Yeah, the wings get AZ. AZ does everything on the floor. Exactly. So yeah, I'm telling you guys, I think I'm gonna go live for the draft. Actually, like I already said. So when we see AZ Fudd, University of Connecticut as the number one pick, I can't wait. And I'm gonna clip my reaction and post it. But I literally cannot wait for that day. And so yeah. AZ go number one, everyone else go to where they go to, but that's really what I'm going to be here for on draft day. So I'm definitely going to go live for it. And I'll probably go live a little bit before so we can talk about, what is it called? Like the draft day outfits and like all that other stuff, and we can talk strategy a little bit more. But I do plan to go live for draft day and everything. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And yeah, like I said, I want to do live like once a week or once every 2 weeks. It depends on the games and the way that it goes out and what I had to talk about. Like what I had to talk about, my list was a lot shorter than it's been previously. It just depends on how everything kind of presents itself and whatever. But I do enjoy being here. So I do want to say thank you guys for following the account and everything. Anybody who's new. But yeah, you guys got any more questions? This is the last call. This is the last call, okay? If you guys have any questions for me, then leave them down below right now, and I'll answer them because I really want to make sure I get to everybody. If you comment something and I literally don't see it, sometimes I literally don't see it, then it's not done with any ill intent or malice. Sometimes it just blocks out my comments. Maybe it's the moderator things. I don't know why. Okay, but if you guys have any final, comments, anything you wanted my opinion on, I will definitely answer those for you as well. And then, yeah, I want to show my social media again real quick if you guys want to follow me. So I do have Twitter at the Anastasia25, and I do have YouTube as well. So you guys can check those things out if you guys have any final questions. But yeah, I don't know when I go live next. I will see you guys, of course. I will tell you guys whenever I'm going live. If there's long stretches without live, it's because I'm waiting for stuff to come up. But, I like to do these every once in a while and to, show my face and to talk to you guys and all that other stuff. The website was called TV app, I believe. So I believe that is what it was called for the games. Also check out all that other stuff. So let me read my comments. So somebody said, enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate that. They said, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. Of course, I appreciate you. They said, great show as always. Thank you. I put a lot of effort into these and getting all my topics together. So it means a lot that you guys enjoy these. And this will be on YouTube, my channel, in the next day or two. Okay, so if you came late to this live and you wanted to hear my thoughts on UConn and LSU and all those other teams, I talk about that at like the top. And so it'll be on YouTube in the next day or two. Okay, so subscribe to my channel, and you can also put on the post notifications if you hit the bell, and you have to enable that on your phone, and YouTube will give you a notification whenever I post my videos. And I do try to post clips from my live on here to remind you guys about that. I forgot to do that on my last live. I was going to post something about how Kurt likes to do all the smoke screens and stuff. And I said that again in this one. So I may clip that and post that as well. But I always post on my story when my lives are out. So you guys can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see the live in the upcoming days whenever I get it done. But somebody asked me my thoughts on Malaysia playing on LSU. I think that Malaysia has been great for LSU. I'm wondering why she doesn't start. Maybe she just enjoys coming off the bench more and being a spark off the bench. And I've heard players talk about coming off the bench, like players who started. They said like basically they had to change their mentality because coming off of the bench, some people like it because they get to kind of see how the game develops, how the defenses are going to play you. So they feel like they kind of get an advantage to that and maybe who they're going to play in the court. So some players like it more that way. I mean, for Jewel, she said last year was more or people kind of maybe imply that maybe it was more of a mental thing or whatever. Like it was less pressure for her to come off the bench. So some people genuinely just enjoy coming off the bench more and being that spark off the bench and having that mentality. Maybe it's a coaching decision from Kim Mulkey, and maybe she's going to eventually start. I believe she said she's trying to play at point guard. So maybe that's the strategy beforehand. I really don't know. But regardless, I think Malaysia's been a lot of fun, and the games that I've seen her play, she's come off the bench, she's made an immediate impact and everything. She's really flashy, and sometimes let's, focus more on the fundamentals at times and everything, because there's some shots that she should definitely make that she doesn't. So I think sometimes being stronger on the fundamentals and having some bad turnovers and some hiccups in that way, sure, that she could clean up and everything, but I definitely think that she's a fun player to watch for sure. And I think that she's bringing a lot to this LSU team. I believe she leads in scoring as well. So offensively, I think she's doing a lot of good stuff. I think she has some good moments of facilitating as well. Sometimes where, just some things that are going to, come with the pace and some of the other things and shot selection that she can clean up, But I thank you for joining live. Appreciate it. So I think that's kind of how I'm viewing her at this point right now. Okay. And then in terms of her defense, I think her defense for the most part is really solid. You know, she's putting a lot of effort on there. So I think she's been great for LSU. I think she's been one of their top players for sure. I think she was very much a difference maker in, what is it called? That game that they played against Duke. Like I said, I felt like in the beginning, it was like 14-1. And I feel like Malaysia came in and she was like, I'm going to get a bucket. So you saw her doing that. I believe she had some moments of facilitating. And I really feel like she helped kind of change the trajectory of that game around for sure. So I think she's doing some great stuff. So I think it's been good. So we'll see how everything goes on with the fit and, you know, whatever as it goes. But some people think, like, why did she leave if she's just going to come off the bench again? Because she wanted to start. But like people said, like, what I heard at least, and I'll say this is what I heard. This is hearsay, but I was like basically told that like Dawn wasn't really letting her make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like she would make a mistake and she would immediately put her on the bench and everything. And she wasn't able to play through that. And every player, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to turn the ball over. They're going to miss a shot. They're going to get beat on defense. But it's about, you know, that next play mentality, and it's about the effort. And I was told every time she makes a mistake, like Dawn doesn't let her really play through that. And I think it was something about playing time. So I feel like if that is true, for her to have that opportunity to know, like, hey, if I make one mistake, Kim Mulkey's not going to, like, take me out. And she's going to have goodwill that, like, I'll be good on the next possession or whatever it is. So I think that maybe that might be part of the reason why she transferred. Maybe it was an environment thing. There's multiple reasons why people transfer. But I think she's been really solid for LSU. That's how I see it right now for Malaysia. Okay. And then somebody asked me, will I be covering Unrivaled? Yeah, I'm planning on covering Unrivaled. So I'm planning to cover all of Paige's games for sure. And I'm planning to cover all of Fee's games, you know. So sometimes they might be playing at, well, actually, they don't really have that problem of playing at the same time. Because one game starts and then we have to wait till it ends to see the next game or whatever. So I don't think that should be a problem. If that is a problem where they play at the same time, then I would pick Paige's game, okay? Because you guys know Paige is my favorite player, but the plan is to cover every Paige game and every Fee game, and then I'll watch every other game as I see fit with a schedule. There's no way to cover every other game, like every single game, like that's impossible. But you know, I'll just cover the ones that I feel like covering and that are pertinent, the ones that are convenient for me personally. So I'm definitely planning on covering that for sure, as well. And yeah, so that's definitely something to be coming up. I do like to make videos about the upcoming news in the WNBA and in college basketball and all that other stuff, and make scouting reports and all those other things. I like to make a lot of different kinds of videos. So if you guys ever have a video request or something you want to see, like I said, you guys can let me know, or whatever. If you guys have me on Twitter, you can comment on a video, send me a message on here. Sometimes you guys message me on here. I always try to reply to them and whatever. And I like hearing from you guys and everything. So appreciate you guys for that. But I'm trying to make a lot of different stuff. So if you have an idea, you can always leave a comment, and I might do it or whatever. Sometimes it just takes me, like scouting reports and things you guys ask me for, that takes time. I have to watch multiple games and I have to come up with a consensus and write. It takes time for me to do all those things, is my point. Someone said, I saw that South Carolina fans are just bitter using the bench argument. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, I think maybe it was like the way that she left. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what people didn't like. Maybe they didn't like the things that she said, because some people felt like she was throwing shade at Dawn. I don't remember what she said or something, but maybe it was just the way that she left or whatever. Or maybe it's because she's also going to a team in the SEC that kind of like left a bitter taste in people's mouth. I mean, you guys don't really care about college football, but like people are mad at Lane Kiffin for a variety of reasons. But he used to coach at Ole Miss, now he's coaching at LSU, and so that's an entire thing. And people felt like it's bitter. It's bad because it's also in the SEC, among other things. You guys don't really care about that. But I'm trying to draw parallels to that situation. So, I think it can be multiple things. But I mean, hey, like if this is the like if she wanted to transfer and everything, like people have reasons for that. Like people transfer all the time for various reasons. It could be the people you're playing with. It could be the coaching. It could be a variety of things. Sometimes you have to go and transfer and find a better fit. So yeah. They said, what was your thought on the UConn and the Michigan game? I thought that we were really good in the first half with the defense that we played. I thought it was pretty solid. In the second half, I feel like that's when things started to go awry, I believe, as far as I remember. Or was it the second quarter? Let me bring up everything for the quarters. Hold on. They said, who are your top 5 from D1 women's basketball, like for college? I'll get to that. I want to answer this question first. And that's nothing against you. I just don't want to forget, because I have a habit of doing that sometimes. So let me bring up the scoring for the game. Hold on. Because I need to get it right. So yeah, it was a third quarter for us. Okay, I was right. So the first quarter, 5-22, 22-23, 18-4. We had 4 points in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, 23-24. So yeah, it was good for us in the first half. I thought that we were playing really good defense. We were switching, we were communicating that with each other, holding them to really tough shots as well, defending without fouling. So I thought that the defense was really good from UConn side for sure. And I thought that making a lot of shots and playing team basketball, sharing the basketball really well, just from an X's and O's standpoint and from a execution standpoint, I thought it was good. And then the third quarter was really, really bad, okay? When he took AZ off Silas Swords, I don't really necessarily understand or respect that decision. And then just not making shots. And it was just bad, the rotations that he had. I don't know why KK played so many minutes in that game. I don't know why Ashton Shade played so many minutes in that game. KK was able to have redemption because she had, I believe, a defensive play at the end, and she made some shots in the fourth quarter. So she had some redemption for herself. Ashton Shade, I believe, made some shots in the beginning, and then didn't hear from her. I believe she was like 3 of 10 from that game or something. So I didn't understand why they played so many minutes in that game. Blanca, I understand she made some mistakes, but look, I would much rather have her side versus what KK and what Ashlyn Shade were doing. So I didn't necessarily understand that. I thought K9 didn't get enough minutes in that game either, if I'm remembering correctly. So I just thought his rotations were a mess and his coaching was a mess. I felt like he wasn't making enough adjustments in real time, and I was frustrated with that as well. In the third quarter, obviously could have got AZ the ball more. I mean, Sarah played the entire game. Like, Sarah literally, I think the only time she got to rest was halftime, okay? So I think that when we were up more, I don't know why Sarah wasn't getting more rest. AZ got maybe a minute or 2 minutes of rest, and then she was back in the game. So I didn't get that either. And then Sarah was getting hacked in the paint in the second half, which was really frustrating that she wasn't getting any calls. So that was happening in the second half. And then they were just taking dumb shots when they should have got AZ the ball more, and they had to. Like, sometimes, like, I feel like I said, like, AZ's teammates, it's like they wait till the last second to get her the ball. Like, they wait till they're in trouble to get her the ball, till we're down big, till no one else is shooting well, and it's like, we have to get it to AZ. Instead of, this is what we should have been doing, so we wouldn't have gotten to this position in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I was frustrated by that. But, I mean, AZ really saved us in that game, like 31 points, and just everything she was doing on the defensive end as well. I thought that she was huge in the game, and we don't win that game without AZ, obviously, and her clutch free throws. Sarah was awesome. She had 20 rebounds. Okay, that was huge to give us more opportunities in that game as well. And she had, I think, like 16 points or 15 points or something like that. So I think that those were the two main contributors, and those are consistently our best players on the team, and you got to get them the most shots. So I just thought from an execution standpoint, like, we really fell apart and melted in the second half. Luckily, able to do enough, but it should have been close in my opinion. If we would have just kept up that momentum from the first half and Gino wouldn't have done the CTE rotations, then we would have beat their ass by 20. It should have been a 20-point win. But execution and shot selection and rotations led it to be to that point. And our defense wasn't as good as the second half. So that's my thoughts on that game. And it shouldn't have been like that. It should have been a blowout. Let me answer the other question. They said, what is it called? What are your top 5 coaches from D1 women's basketball? Gino Auriemma is up there. Dawn Staley for what she's done for her program. I think Kim Mulkey is finding a way to get the best out of her players. I think she gets good recruits consistently, and that has to be for a reason, right? And then who else? I like what I'm seeing from Vic Schaefer so far. I think that he's putting together some really good stuff for this team. I like that they don't necessarily rely on the 3-ball too much because, like I said, it's a pet peeve of mine. So I would say I like Vic Schaefer. And then other coaches, so those are the ones that are set in stone. Other coaches that I'm seeing some good stuff from. I think the TCU coach, I'm seeing some good stuff from him right now. Those 4 are set. You know, as far as the last position, I don't know. But I'm seeing some good stuff from the TCU coach so far. I'm seeing what I saw from the Michigan coach. I'm seeing some good stuff from the Michigan coach. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that I'm personally forgetting in terms of coaching. I hope not. But those are the players those are the coaches that really stand out to me. But Gino, the best coach in women's college basketball by far. You look at his accolades, 12 national championships, he's been to the Final Four, 24 times, the players that he sends to the pros. So I really think Gino's by far number one, obviously, as a UConn fan. Right now, he's having CTE and he's irritating me with the rotations. But when we're getting into March and tournament times and preparing players for big moments, I think there's no one who does it better than him. So I would say he's the best. I said, what's your opinion on Flage? I'm going to make a scouting report on her. What I'll tell you right now is I think Flage is a great player. I think that she's fun. I think that she's flashy. She's a 3-level scorer, which I really do appreciate as well. And just the ways that she can get to the basket. She'll take some threes. She can take a nice mid-range. She can take a floater. She can finish at the basket. Is not afraid to go through contact. And for the most part, she plays pretty fearless and stuff. So yeah, like I said, the confidence that I saw in that fourth quarter in that Duke game, I want to see that throughout the entire game. I think there may be times where she's not as disciplined as I would have liked, sometimes where the fundamentals may not be as strong as well and things like that. But and there's games where she hasn't played well, to be frank with you. But I like her more often than not. I do like her defense a lot. I think she kind of like blows up a play more so, and she's really good with her defense as well. So I think she's a solid player. She's one of my favorite draft prospects coming out in this upcoming class, for sure. So I'm really high on Flage. Okay, personally, like I said, I think AZ is better. Okay, and you watch the tape is going to show you that every time. And yeah, but I think Flage is great. She's one of my favorite draft prospects. To answer your question, competitor wants to win. She's still got a way to go and think she has to work on like everybody else, but I think she's a great prospect. Someone said Gino the GOAT. Exactly. Okay. So I think that's it. I think I read everybody's comments and everything. Someone said really proud of Michigan for making it such a close game, especially against UConn. But yeah, I think I got to everyone's comments. Like I said, you commented something, I didn't see it. I apologize for that. Like I said, it deletes comments sometimes, so it's not out of malice. I read all the comments after every single one of my lives. But I think that's it. Olivia Miles, basically, really quickly, she can give you some good stuff on offense, like 15 points per game. I think she has terrible defense. I think her passing, she has the limited turnovers. The way she plays the game isn't necessarily my cup of tea and everything. I think she's overrated as a prospect, but I do think that she'll be a lottery pick. I think she'll probably, I think she can be like a solid second option on the team. I don't think she's number one. Her shot diet would be terrible, but I think she can be a solid second option on the team. I think that either the Storm or the Chicago Sky are going to take her. Okay, that's what I think. Anybody who's saying that she's number one, number two, not at all. I personally don't think so. And if you watch the tape, then you can see where I'm coming from, especially defensively. It's some of the worst defense I've ever seen. But yeah, I think that's it. This is my social media again. You guys want to follow me if you're new, if you just joined in the last 5 minutes or whatever. I have a YouTube channel. If you missed the rest of this live, it'll be on YouTube in the upcoming days. Turn on your notifications. I always post on here. When I post it to YouTube, I'm going to try to clip something and post it. This is my Twitter account. If you guys are on Twitter, I like to live tweet opinions and all that other stuff. But I think that's it. Thank you guys for coming to my live. It's been a second since I did a live, but just always appreciate how warm you guys are and receiving me and uplifting me and just telling me that you guys enjoy my work. It means a whole lot. I put a lot into these lives, into these videos to make it enjoyable. And you guys keep me going. So just thank you. If you're brand new, if you came here 5 minutes ago, if you've been keeping up with me in my lives for a while, whenever you followed me, whenever you engaged, I appreciate it. If you, what is it called? If you ever shared my live, if you left a comment, if you gave a gift, whatever it is, I just appreciate you guys for being here, for liking the live, for supporting my content, on here, on whatever my other platforms are. I forgot I do have an Instagram account. It's the same as my @ here. I forgot to promote it, Anastasia250_. I try to post all those, or most of them on here, on the Instagram account, so you guys can check that out. It's the same as this account, Anastasia250_. I don't promote that. But I do post on Instagram as well, trying to get that to do something or whatever. But yeah, Here, YouTube and Twitter is my main stuff, and Instagram I'm kind of trying to do on the side. But I do post stuff on Instagram as well. Anastasia250_, the same as you have right here on TikTok. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys supporting me, taking the time out of your day, whatever. If you're just listening to me casually, if you've been watching, however way you watch, whether it's, you know, however you engage with my content, you know, I appreciate it. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. So thank you for being here. You have any video suggestions, let me know. I always post, and I'll let you guys know the next time that I'm going to be going live. But thank you. Thank you for everything you guys do with engaging in my content and everything as well. I believe we have 6.2K followers on here. I don't take any of it for granted, and so I want you guys to know that I work really hard in everything that I put out for you guys, and that I'm going to continue putting out for you guys, and trying to give you guys the best product possible. But I don't know. And I always want to make sure you guys know how much I appreciate you, because you don't have to be here, but you take the time out of your day. But that's going to be it. Thank you guys for being here as always. And I'll let you guys know the next time I'm going live. Check my profile for my other stuff. But have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are. And I will see you guys in my next live stream.